Stand up, New York Giant fans. What's going on, Baddog?
Well, we made it through another week. We are here on Friday night. Friday night's always a good thing. Even when you're a Giants fan, Friday night is good. You get to sleep in tomorrow. Get to I don't know how much I get to enjoy.
Well, we didn't lose tonight either, so that's
we didn't lose, and we will not lose on Sunday, so that's a good thing.
That's also true. For a second, I was like, "Is Baddog drinking tonight?" And then I realized, "Oh yeah, we're playing Monday." So you're absolutely right. Yep. And we'll see how everything plays out with the Tampa Bay Bucs Halloween Eve tonight. I know you're a huge horror movie fan.
Oh yeah.
So I'm sure you're excited about that. I'm sure they'll be showing some good horror movies tomorrow. But thank you to everybody for being here. Really appreciate it. What's going on, Dusk? What's going on, D-Coop? What's going on, That Purple? What's going on, Arion, Demon, Jaden Dawkins? Thank you to everybody for being here. Really appreciate it. Bad Dog. We got a couple things to talk about. The trade deadline's around the corner. I think it's election day, if I'm not mistaken, is the deadline for the NFL trade deadline. And then obviously we got the Bucs this week. We got Xavier McKinney around the corner. And I mean, we'll take it from there. We'll see how this team progresses this week. Yeah,
this is a tough matchup. I mean, not only do you have Tom Brady and luckily we get a break with Godwin not playing, but you got Mike Evans, you got Tom Brady. You got one of the best defenses in the league as far as they're second in the league in sacks at 25. They're also really good run defense. So our offensive line is going to get tested. I guess the big news on our offensive line is Will Hernandez will not play. Luckily, nobody else was infected with the virus. So we're not going to be down to like scrap heaps, although they play like that sometimes. But Shane Lemieux should get the start. So Giants fans should be excited about that. This is a kid that we drafted out of Oregon in the 5th round, and a lot of people have high hopes for him. So we'll see how he does. It is a possibility at some point in this game you see Thomas, Parrott, and Lemieux, which would be interesting to see and see how these young kids develop. Hopefully they're good.
Yeah, I think that's one of the big storylines going into the game. Shane Lemieux was a guy during the draft we were a bit confused. We were like, the Giants just took a guard in the 5th round. We needed a wide receiver. But then when you looked into it, you thought about it. Zeitler's going to be probably off this team in a year or two. He's a guy that could potentially play some center as well. It was a future pick. But we're going to get to see Shane Lemieux a little bit earlier than I think we expected. I didn't think he'd play this year unless somebody went down with an injury. Obviously, now Will Hernandez out with the virus. We hope he gets better and is back on the team as soon as possible. But, yeah, I think I'm excited to see it. I expect bumpier results. I mean, he's been on the bench for a reason. The Giants probably feel he's not ready yet. Plus you got Zeitler and Hernandez, and I'm excited to see if Parrott gets a bigger role in the offense. Parrott got to play a bit last week, but I think Giants fans have been calling for him to get an opportunity to be in the starting lineup. So I'm excited to see potentially all 3 rookies on the field at once. And obviously Andrew Thomas, people are starting to doubt him a bit. It's a big game for him. He needs to start to turn the corner and improve.
Yeah, we're going to need Andrew Thomas. We're going anywhere forward, man. You can't miss on a 4th overall pick. Pastor Ray, thank you for the super chat. Really says, sad to see Joe B retire. You guys hear Carton back.
Yeah, Craig Carton on WFAN. Joe Beningo retired. That's who he's referred to.
After 25 years. Yes, he did. 67 years old. I think it was time for Joey B to –
I always liked Beningo, even though he's a Jet fan. He was always entertaining. He's a Met fan, so I always sympathized with him with that.
Bro.
Bro. Are you kidding me? Bro. No, I always liked Beningo. Seemed like a really cool guy. And Carton, I actually watched the documentary on Carton. I don't know if you've seen it.
I've not.
It's called Wild Card. It's a crazy story. The guy was out gambling till like 5 a.m. every night. We're talking millions of dollars playing blackjack. And then he'd show up for WFAN for the morning show with Boomer Esiason every day. It's an insane story. He ended up in jail for a year, and now he's back on WFAN on the in the main time slot.
Jeez. Yeah. Well, he seems like a loose cannon. Anyway, he seems a little off the wall. Zion Zenith, thank you for the super chat. Really says, realest mother beeps on YouTube. Giants for life. Thank you, Zion Zenith. Appreciate that. We try to be as realistic as possible, even if it's not popular. Sometimes you got to do what you got to do. Mike Nixon, thank you for the super chat. Really, what's going on, Canoli Bros? I really want Jamar Chase and I love Jones with his development, just like Burris with Eli. Really.
Yeah. To me, it depends on where the New York Giants are picking. People ask me that every stream. Should they take Chase? Should they take this guy? Should they take that guy? It all depends on what they do in free agency, and it depends on where they're picking. But make no mistake about it, Mike. One of the primary focuses for the New York Giants this offseason regardless of whether they keep Jones or not. And I think they're going to keep Jones at the quarterback spot. They've got to get a weapon for him, whether it's in the draft or whether it's in free agency. We don't have a number one right now. And yeah, Jamar Chase would be a great addition for the New York Giants.
Yeah, definitely. But I'm like you. I don't like picking a wide receiver that high in the draft. We're obviously at this rate going to be picking. I mean, right now we'd be picking second. So, you don't want to go wide receiver that early, especially with all the receivers that are going to be out there in free agency. But like you said, it really depends on what we do in free agency. I think that is something you target. Then again, do you really want to pay a wide receiver $19, $20 million a year? It just depends on what you want to do. I mean, positional value, perhaps it's cheaper to go out there and get a linebacker, buy an egg. Well, edge rushers are about the same. I mean, they're expensive too. I really don't know, man. It's unfortunate we have all these damn holes that we have to fill because you can't fill them all in free agency. So we have to stop missing on draft picks. That would be nice if we could hit one of these top 10 draft picks. Because let's face it, man, we're 10-29, 10-30 since Gettleman got here. So obviously it's not working so far. We got to turn this around at some point. They got to get better. Zach, thank you for the super chat. Brilly. You think Judge going to bench 10 players that are at the club? I don't. My video about that today was simply this. I don't know what the NFL's protocol is. I don't know what the NFL is going to do. But my thought is if the NFL did something to them, then they should be punished. Joe Judge should do something to them like he did to Andrew Thomas because they'd be affecting the team. If the NFL doesn't have a problem with it, then I don't think Joe Judge should have a problem with it. But pretty much plain and simple.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I honestly don't know what he's going to do because obviously he benched Andrew Thomas for a quarter for showing up late to a meeting. So some people may say, well, if you were disciplinarian there, you got to kind of stick to your word and you got to stay consistent. So I don't know what he's going to do. He did go on to defend the players and he said that they basically tried to do everything right throughout this entire process. And he kind of hinted at, without saying it, that it may have been blown a little bit out of proportion, but they still should have been wearing their PPE. That's basically what he said. Yeah. Kind of reading into it a little bit. But I wouldn't be shocked if maybe he benches him for the first drive. By no means do I think Daniel Jones and all those players are going to miss the entirety of the game. Yeah, maybe he doesn't play the first drive, but outside of that, I don't think he'll be on the bench.
Yeah, and that was the other thing that I said. I mean, if you're going to bench Andrew Thomas for something, you can't play favorites. This is what Joe Judge said. He didn't care where you were in the totem pole. He didn't care how high or low you were, if you're number 1 on the team or number 55 on the team, that you're going to be treated the same. So if he's really going to stick to his guns, again, me personally, it is me. I don't care that they went out. I don't care they didn't have a mask. And that's me. That's my personal preference. But you know what? That has nothing to do with the New York Giants. It has nothing to do with the NFL. I don't make these rules. They were in a private club. They didn't want to wear a mask. Like I said, I can't eat or drink with a mask on. I don't know how anybody could do that. So I'm not going to get on them too bad. These guys hang out together all the time in the locker room, in the freaking, on the field, on the sideline. They're not wearing masks. They're not social distancing when they're playing. So just because they go out and hang out together, I guess it's the other people in the club. I don't know how many other people were in that place, but like I said,
we don't know the whole story either. So,
right. Yeah. We weren't there. So.
Yeah. So I mean, I get it. I get that league policy is you should be wearing a mask when you're out in public, regardless of how we feel about the matter and everything else. It's about the rules that are in place with the league. So if there is any kind of fine, I understand. Every team's had to deal with it. But do I think it was blown out of proportion? Yeah. I mean, the New York media does that with everything when it comes to sports. And, we knew that right away. The first thing I said when I saw that this story came out was that they're going to come down on Daniel Jones. They're going to come down on the players on the New York Giants. If any of them, got a positive test from it, forget about it. Like the headlines would have been Eli Manning would have never done this, so on and so forth. Thankfully for Daniel Jones, he didn't get he's not sick, but you knew that the media was going to have a field day with that.
Yeah, and again, like I said, I think my biggest issue with what people were saying was that they weren't even so much mad they went out with masks. They were mad that they were out after they lost. And
that's nonsense.
And like I said, these are young millionaires. Let them live their life. I've said this on the live stream I did. I forgot even when I was live last Tuesday, maybe. Listen, everybody has had a bad day at work. Everybody's had a bad day at some point or another. You don't go home and cry in your pillow because you had a bad day at work. That's when you want to go out and get the hell away from things for a little bit, kind of ease your mind and just kind of go back to being human. They are humans. Right. I know he placed them on a pedestal. I understand they make millions of dollars. They're famous. They're in the limelight. They have a life that every one of us wishes we had. But at the end of the day, they are human. At the end of the day, they do have emotions. And at the end of the day, they still need to go out and live their life. Whether we like what they do or not, that's really not up to us. So let those guys do what they want to do. Let them live. They're 23 years old, man. I was doing some crazy stuff when I was 23. I didn't make that kind of money, so let them have fun.
I agree. If they're not, if they're not doing something foolish, which some people I guess could argue that they were, but if they're not doing something, if they're not, out with videos with cocaine and stuff like that, with what Odell Beckham was doing in certain instances, it is what it is. They're human beings. They're going to go out there. You can't expect them to live in misery because they lost the football game the next day, even though us as fans do. And, we want them to try their hardest when they're out there, and I think they were. But I can't come down on them for going out on a night for drink. And I think the biggest pushback was because of the virus and everything else. But
exactly,
it's all about optics. It's about the optics.
Yeah, exactly. Listen, and nobody shot themselves in the leg, although when Daniel Jones tripped over the 20, you would have thought a sniper hit him in the knee. Demon, thank you for the super chat. Really, really, really appreciate that. It says Corey Coleman, Montre Hartage. Rice and John did a workout for New York and signed the practice squad. Allegedly, Saquon, Hampton, Jeremiah Dinson, wide receiver Chris Lacey, Michael Walker, and QB Kyle Sloter have as well. Thoughts? That's a lot of people. And the only two that I really would think of anything there, Demon L, Corey Coleman, obviously coming back. We need bodies. He was doing very well in training camp. It was just a matter of attrition. We needed other positions, kind of like why Javon Leak got cut. So I'm excited to see him come back. Rice and John was interesting to me because he's a tight end. And does that mean that maybe the Giants are looking to move Evan Ingram? I don't know. That was the only thing I took out of that. As far as Saquon Hampton, Jeremiah Dinson, Chris Lacey, Michael Walker, I don't have any thoughts on any of those guys.
Yeah, I mean, I don't. Hardage, I think was
good too.
Yeah, Hardage, I think was a Patrick Graham guy, if I'm not mistaken. I remember when we brought him in, and the other guy that they brought in, I'm not sure which guy on that list it is. They brought in a guard, and part of that was a lot of people speculate, and he has experience. I think he started 30 games. I'm not sure which name it is.
Yes, I saw it today.
Yeah, and a lot of people thought that might be because they're thinking about potentially trading Kevin Zeitler. And rumors came out today that the New York Giants are looking to shed payroll. That's what their objective is right now for the 2021 season, due to the fact that they don't know what the payroll is going to be. So they're trying to get down as low as they possibly can. Well, who's the guy that you could trade on this team that's making the most money? You can't trade Nate Solder right now. He opted out. It would be Kevin Zeitler. And you potentially will cut him and only take a $2 million hit. But I could see the Giants trying to get something for him. If it's not at the deadline, I could definitely see it happening in the offseason, like when they acquired him from Cleveland.
Do you think that Golden Tate is on the trading block? See, there's a lot of talk of him going to Baltimore. Now, I know that would make a lot of Giants fans mad because they're already saying we're short at wide receiver anyway. But to me, Golden Tate's another guy, Chris, making $10 million a year. Really, what is he doing here? And I don't know. I mean, is that a guy you think we can move? You see him going anywhere? Because if you want to shed payroll, there's another guy that they could get rid of. Although they could cut him next year too and not lose a lot of cap.
If you could trade Golden Tate, you do it. We're cutting him next year. I'd be shocked if we don't. And you're going to take a $5 million hit. And I recognize that Daniel Jones needs as many weapons as he could possibly get. It's not like Golden Tate's playing great. I know he caught the touchdown pass last week. If you get a fifth or sixth round pick for him and somebody's willing to eat that contract, you go ahead and do it because it's going to save you $5 million on next year's cap. You make the move. If you get rid of Tate, you do it.
Mike Nixon, thank you for the super chat, brother. Brilly says, do you think they'll trade Zeitler if Shane Lemieux plays well? I would trade him and get draft capital. Well, there you go, Mike. We just kind of answered that one. So I definitely think he is a guy that could be traded, as Chris does as well.
I think that might be the most logical. Probably the most logical guy to get traded by the Giants. A lot of people want to trade Evan Ingram. Obviously, he dropped the ball and everything else. But I always say, Baddog, and I know that we all think with our hearts and we're passionate. And trust me, Evan Ingram's playing horrible. I would love to trade the guy if we got fair compensation. It's like the stock market. You don't sell when you're at an all-time low. And right now, Evan Ingram's at an all-time low. I don't think the New York Giants would get near the compensation that people would think they would get for him. I think it would be better to wait and hopefully plays better. Maybe you could trade him in the offseason or next year.
Yeah, good point. J-Man J, thank you for the super chat. Brilly says draft is starting to become a deep quarterback draft. Not just Lawrence and Fields. Trey Lance and now Zach Wilson. Jones has a lot of winning to do. Yeah, Jay. I mean, listen, if like I said, if we have a new GM, anything's possible. And especially if they go outside the organization. Anything is possible. And I always say this because of the whole Kyler Murray thing. And I'm telling you right now, Sam Darnold probably going to be a Jet if they're picking first. So you never know. You really don't. I mean, Kyler Murray, like I said, the Cardinals traded picks to move up 5 spots to get Josh Rosen. And the next year they said, nope, we want Kyler Murray.
Yeah.
So
No, you don't know. And it's all going to come down to what the general manager feels. If it's not Dave Gettleman, if they bring a new guy in, if it's Gettleman, obviously we're sticking with Daniel Jones. But if we have a new GM, absolutely. I mean, he may very well want a quarterback. The only thing I ask as a Giant fan, you better not be forcing that pick. Because right. I feel like last time they did, and it's not a knock on Daniel Jones. I like Daniel Jones. I still think he could work out. I thought he played well last week, but you don't force a quarterback pick. You don't just pick a quarterback to pick a quarterback because you don't like the quarterback that you have. That's how you end up in a repetitive cycle like the New York Giants were in until such time. Yeah, and the Jets, and we were in that same cycle before we got Eli Manning.
Browns or another one.
Yeah, so you don't force quarterback picks. If you love Justin Fields, if you think he's the Giants were head over heels in love with Eli Manning. It's why they traded up to get him when they did in 2004. If you're in love with a quarterback, you take him. But if you like a quarterback, you'll like a quarterback in the next draft. You don't force that pick. You draft a player that you absolutely love at the top of a draft. You don't force a quarterback pick.
Yep, I completely agree. Michael Lahr, thank you for the super chat. Brilly says Sewell, Lemieux, Gates, Hernandez, Thomas, wide receiver in the second round. Well, I mean, that's a very young line, and that is very possible going forward. Penei Sewell obviously is a huge talk. I believe he also plays at Oregon, if I'm not mistaken. And obviously, I mean, it's all about the O-line, man. Dave Gettleman said he was coming in here to fix the O-line. Hasn't worked out. To his credit, he's tried, but nothing he's done has worked. So I don't know what to say about it.
Here's what I'll say about that, Michael, and that's very possible, by the way. It depends on where we're picking, and again, it depends on who the GM is. But Penei Sewell, by all accounts, is a generational tackle, and if the Giants are picking second and they don't trade down, he's probably the pick if we're not taking a quarterback. And then they may take a wide receiver in the second round. We'll have to wait and see, but then you're not addressing your defense unless you do it in free agency, and we all know that we need at least 2 playmakers on the defensive side of the football. So I don't know, Mike. Maybe they sign a free agency and a wide receiver rather in free agency, and they go defense in the second round. I don't know. We're gonna have to wait and see, and I think a lot of it's gonna come down to how they feel about Matt Parrott and what the new GM's philosophy is going to be if we do bring in a new GM.
LaShawn, man, you're the man. Thank you so much, bro. I really appreciate that so much, man. Cheers to you, sir. He says, here you go. I'm generous. That is very generous.
Yeah, LaShawn's always generous to you and me. Anytime I go, so I can't say thank you enough. Not just him, everybody that's in here. We still have over 342 people in here. Thank you to everybody for being here and always showing support on both of our channels.
Absolutely. Because like you said, we say it every week. The Giants ain't we want them to turn it around. So we should be talking about a damn victory over the Eagles. We should still be celebrating that, for crying out. You know that? That's we should still be talking about that instead of all the doom and gloom we're talking about right now.
It's been brutal, man. It's been brutal.
We're going to turn around. Listen, the Mets got new owners, right? So Giants, we're turning this whole thing around. The Mets are going to turn it around. The Giants are going to turn. The Jets will still be the Jets. But
Jets are the Jets. We know that. Jets are the Jets.
Yuri, thank you for the super chat. I really appreciate it, brother. Brilly says, what up, Baddog and Entertainment? Tomorrow's my birthday, Yuri. Happy birthday. Number 24. I have a son that's 3 years older than you.
Happy birthday, Yuri.
He says, keep grinding, you guys. Work your asses off. Shout out to the Scorpios. Be safe. Don't get hit by an egg. It's also Nick Saban's birthday tomorrow. There you go.
I'm a Scorpio as well. So there you go. There you go, fellow Scorpio. Happy birthday, buddy.
Hello, Scorpios. I am a Cancer, so I am not a Scorpio. But yes, I am a Cancer. So probably in more ways than one, some people on YouTube may think, but it's all good. Mike Francesa's in the chat. My favorite radio announcer. My favorite talk show host. Really, Mr. Francesa. I am a combination of Francesa and Mad Dog. That's probably not the best combination to have. But Chris and I are going to have our own radio show on WFAN. It's coming. Trust me.
They actually called us today. We're gonna replace Carton. Carton just got the job. We're gonna boot him off in a week.
Yeah, the hell with him.
Yeah,
the hell. He's gonna be on a milk carton. They're gonna be looking for him. He says, "Hey, it's Mike on It's Mike on the Mad Dog on WFAM, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time."
What's up, Mike? How you been, buddy?
Taha Mughal, thank you for the super chat, brother. Really, Daniel Jones' worst game his rookie year was without Saquon. New England game, Vikings, all Daniel, all All Daniel, one of the best rated quarterbacks in deep balls and rates on target percentage as well. I don't know if you were talking about his rookie season or.
Well, I did. The stat he's referring to, I think I saw it today on. I think it was Twitter. I saw it. I think he has one of. I think the third best QB rating on balls thrown over 20 yards. He's like 7 for 13 with like a 138 QB rating or something like that. So I think that's what he's referring to. Last year, his worst game came against New England without Saquon, and he had one touchdown in that game. The catch by Tate, 3 interceptions, and they struggled in that game. There was poor weather. It was a short week. It was on a Thursday. It was Bill Belichick. Obviously, game plan's great against rookie quarterbacks, and he was missing everybody on his football team. He had no weapons. Everybody was hurt. Not just Barkley. Half the team was out. So we.
Sorry.
What is that? No, go ahead.
No. I finish your saying.
No, I said so. We knew going in he was going to struggle in that game.
I was just going to say he threw the first passing touchdown against New England that whole season. That's how good that defense was going into that. So the game I thought he struggled more than anyone, honestly, was the game against Green Bay. Because I didn't think Green Bay was that good. He played really poorly, and that was also poor weather. So
poor weather. And Arizona, too. Arizona.
That scares me, Chris, because living in the Northeast, we always have poor weather. I mean, it snowed here this morning. I mean, I'm up late, but still, it's not a lot. But
it's getting cold here, too. It was like 38 today. It's getting cold here.
Shit coming out of the sky. I don't like that in October. I don't like that. But, I just know it's a portent of things to come. And we've been to the Meadowlands a number of times. You know how windy it is there. Now, this stadium's not as bad as that other stadium. Right. But it still gusts off that Hudson River. And it's not nice in December.
No.
In the Meadowlands.
It's definitely not.
Al, man, you the man. Love Al Bats. Thank you for super chat, brother. Brilly. He says, who would think that when Joe Judge said during his first press conference, when he said the team will punch you in the nose for 60 minutes with a relentless and competitive attitude, that he was talking about the loyal Big Blue fans? You're damn right. We're the real lunch bunch, or the whatever they used to call those guys, the lunchbox gang. What the hell did they used to call those 80s guys? Lunch pail gang?
Yes.
You know, the Jim Burts. Our fan base is a bunch of Jim Burts.
Yeah. We've been Al's awesome, by the way. But yeah, Al, we've been Baddog and myself. Well, he's been on YouTube longer than me, but since I've been on YouTube, I've been getting punched in the face the whole time. So you're absolutely right. I've only had how many wins have they had since I've been on YouTube? They had 10 wins since I've been on YouTube in 2.5 seasons. So
I can tell you this: my first run on YouTube, they were good. And when I was at Trash Talk, that was fun. We were Super Bowl champions. We were started off 11-1 in 2008. We were 5-0 in 2009. It was fun. And then I went away for 5 years. Not in the clink or anything, guys. Don't get it twisted. When I say I went away, I mean I didn't go. I wasn't on YouTube. I did. I had to do a thing there. But when I came back in 2014, they've sucked ever since. So
it's been brutal.
Go back on a 3-fingered catch against it. That was really all I had. Well, they were 11-5 in 2016. So I mean, I did get a playoff from 2016. So that wasn't. Yeah. Zach, thank you for the super chat. Really appreciate this. I think the Lions and Falcons want a quarterback. I can see the Saints take a quarterback too. You know that reminds me. Somebody mentioned this on one of my videos, and I can't remember who it was, or I give him credit. Again, I don't know what's going on with Daniel Jones. I don't know what we're doing. Somebody asked about Matt Stafford. Would the Giants ever consider Matt Stafford as a bridge quarterback?
I mean, anything's possible.
32. He's 32.
Yeah, he's 32. He's getting paid a lot of money. I think he's got maybe 2 years left on his deal. I don't know, man. Anything's possible. And if Detroit, the other thing is, I don't think Detroit's going to be picking at the top of the draft. Detroit's 3-3. I think they're sticking with Stafford for another year. I said at the beginning of the year, I thought they were going to win about 8 games. I still think that. I don't think they'll be picking at the top of the draft. Now, if a quarterback fell in their laps, they might take him. I mean, Stafford's possible, but I wouldn't want that because right now we don't have a ton of cap space. I want to use the cap space we have to fill in the rest of the roster. If we're going to bring in a bridge guy, let it be a guy like Jacoby Brissett. I don't want to spend
Tyrod Taylor.
Tyrod. I don't want to spend big money on a bridge quarterback.
Not
personally.
Quarterback.
Yeah.
Richard Ortega, thank you for the super chat, brother. Appreciate it, my man. Brilly says, do you see us trading for Golladay?
No.
I didn't get to see your video on it, but I'm guessing you have the same thought I did because I think I read your comment on Twitter, and I said, yep, that's pretty much what I think too.
Yeah, well, here's the thing with the whole Kenny Golladay thing. It makes no sense whatsoever, and I'm not even going to talk about it from the Giants' perspective. From the Detroit Lions' perspective, like I just said, they're 3-3. Matt Patricia is coaching for his job. Okay, this is a guy that a lot of people thought was going to be fired at the beginning of the year. Do you think he's going to be like, yeah, let's get rid of Kenny Golladay? We're 3-3. I'm trying to lose my job. So I just don't see it. I just don't see it. Now, Kenny Golladay would be a perfect fit for the New York Giants. He's 6'4". I think he averaged like 19 yards a catch last year. He had like 11 touchdowns.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Yeah, he's a big play wide receiver. He's like Burris. He's kind of like Burris when we had him with Eli, and he'd be a perfect fit. But I don't see the Lions trading him, and I don't think the New York Giants are in a position to give away assets. I just don't see it.
Do you think that they called to inquire to kind of see where Detroit was on keeping the guy around because they plan on targeting him at free agency? If he's an unrestricted free agent, don't mean that Detroit can't tag him.
Yeah.
But do you think that they kind of getting a feel for like I don't know why they would call it
possible. That's possible. That is possible. A tag and trade scenario. Maybe the Giants are feeling around to see if he's in the long-term plans for the Lions. That's possible.
That's the only thing I can think of because, like you said, number one, it doesn't make sense for us if he can walk away next year, and number two, it makes no sense for the. More importantly, it makes no sense for the Lions, who with an extra playoff spot at 3-3 are right there. So why would you trade away your best offensive player? That doesn't make any sense.
And the other thing I'll say is this: for everybody that thinks Gettleman's going to be replaced, and I think that's most people in this chat, is it a smart thing to let Dave Gettleman go out there and trade for a wide receiver that's going to cost $18 to $20 million and not give the new GM the say about whether or not he would be the wide receiver that he would want to give $18 to $20 million to? That's chewing up a large part of your cap space in a year in which you're 1-6. It just doesn't add up to me.
Demon L, thank you for the super chat. Really appreciate it. Smash the like goal. Yes, we got 400 people in here. Thank you so much for joining us. As always, really do appreciate it. If you haven't done so, please hit that like button. Make sure you hit that subscribe button to the channel. Make sure you ring the bell. We do this all the time. More importantly, go into that description. Link to the Up Tainah Talkin Sports is in there. We do this every week. We alternate channels. We also stream every Giants game, alternating channels. Monday night's game will be on this channel. Next week, the Washington football team and the talk show will be on Chris's channel. So make sure you sub up both channels, ring the bell. And as always, thank you guys for all your support. It's just amazing to me how awesome this show is. Like I said, it's my favorite thing I do on YouTube. Love doing this show with Chris. This is episode number 98. And I think that it's ironic or fitting that episode number 100 is a game against the Eagles. I think that's fitting. But the fact that we've done this for over 2 years or 2 years now.
About 2 years, yeah.
It's amazing that it has come this far. And again, and now we got 420 people in the chat, 420 crew. You know what you do, smoke them because you got them. There was 420 in here for a second. So you can get that in there. But in all seriousness, man, it's amazing how this show continues to grow, even though the Giants have not been the best product out there. So we really appreciate it, man. Thank you, everybody, for all you do for us. It means the world to us.
Yeah, thank you to everybody for being here. Mike
Francesa, thank you for the super chat. Really says, I heard Carton is streaming live from Rikers. He could be.
I think that's where he served. He was there for about a year. So, no, he's actually out, Mike. But and I know you and him don't get along very well, but he actually took your time slot, Mike.
He did. Mike Caruso, thank you for the super chat. Brilly says, I love feet soles. I want your entire mega load. So they want two things. Either you got to talk to Philly 500 about feet because he likes feet too, and talk to Benjamin Wynn about loads. He likes to release the loads all the time. So there's your two guys for that, Mike.
Yeah.
Talk and Rob, thank you for the super chat. Brilly, man. Really appreciate it. He says, hey, Mike, do the New York Giants and San Francisco – hey, Mike, do the New York Giants and San Francisco Giants, ever have a get-together, say hi, or go out, dinner or anything?
Yeah, they actually play. What did Francesca say with that? They actually play. They have like the beanbag races or something like that.
They actually play a game, and he says, and I believe that the Texas Rangers and the New York Rangers also have a similar thing.
Yeah, they get together in Schenectady. I remember that. Yeah.
Yes,
absolutely.
The Crunch Bunch. That's one of them. The Crunch Bunch. All right, there you go. Amid Belford, thanks so much for the super chat. Really appreciate it, brother. Brilly. He says, hey, Chris, good riddance to Freddie Coupon. Comes the Jets. Freddie Coupon comes the Mets, Giants, and Tom Brady's kryptonite. Anything is possible. I'm going to give us a fighter's chance. Well, his kryptonite isn't there. Maybe in spirit, but his kryptonite was Eli Manning.
And Tom Coughlin. Coughlin obviously knew a Belichick coach, but you never know. Maybe. We have had the Bucs number. We beat him the last 2 years.
Chris, this is one thing I wanted to say. And again, I mentioned this. You probably mentioned this yourself. The only thing that may help us, you know that Joe Judge is going to know Tom Brady's tendencies. Joe Judge should have some kind of game plan that he can work with Patrick Graham to understand exactly what Tom Brady. He doesn't have a lot. Brady is the GOAT for a reason. I don't care what anybody says. That man, they can diminish his achievements, say he cheats and blah blah blah. I don't care.
No, he's incredible. He's incredible. He's incredible.
9 AFC championships, and you see what the Patriots are without him. So the guy's the GOAT. But perhaps Joe Judge knows something that he struggles with, and maybe we can implement that in our defense because, hey, if nothing else, our defense outside of – we have those breakdowns and coverages, but they play pretty well for a lot of the games. So maybe we can figure something out. We're not going to stop them, but maybe slow them down a little bit. Maybe keep us in the game. Maybe
that's a big maybe. But Amit, as far as the Mets go, man, I am ecstatic. I can't wait for baseball season April 1st. And it's not just for this year, for the next 10 years. I think the Mets are going to be a competitive team, and it's been a long time since I've been waiting for this. So I'm very excited as a Mets fan.
Yeah, I think all Mets fans are excited to get rid of bad ownership.
I'm
pretty sure all Giants fans would be excited if we got rid of our ownership too right now.
Yeah.
Mike Nixon, thank you for the super chat, brother. Brilly, look on the bright side, Baddog. No more at Hell's Basement. No, that's true. It's comfortable down here now. I got my heat on. He says, I love the snow and cold weather. It's comfortable for me. Bring on the snow. Oh, I love the heat. I'll say it's hot as hell. Then it does get hot down here. But I would much rather take that. Listen, man, it was 92 degrees, 93 degrees in July. I'm out there running 3 miles. I love the heat. I was born in July. I think that's part of it. I
like the cool weather. I like the 50. I'm not a big hot guy. I'm not a big cold guy. Give me the 50 to 60. That's me. That's where I want to be.
Yeah, I mean, well, I always said my favorite weather, actually, I mean, I do love the heat. My favorite weather is September up here because September, it's always between 70 and 80 degrees. It's sunny almost every day, and there's no humidity. Yeah. September is like the most perfect weather. It's like San Diego, but we get that 1 month.
No allergies either. It's good. It's a good month. Good month.
It's a good. Football starts, baseball drafts. You normally. So yeah, September is always good. The problem with September is I know winter's around the corner, and I got a taste of it today. And walking out of work and it's 33 degrees. I'm like, yeah, this sucks. And then the funny thing about weather. And I'm not a meteorologist, but I do love weather, and I always like to search like the coldest places on Earth. So I always check out how cold it is at Vostok Station in Antarctica. That is the coldest place on Earth. Oymyakon, Siberia. I look at the research stations in Greenland, just see how cold it is. Yukon crossing up in Canada, Utqiagvik, which was Barrow in Atlantic. I like to see how cold it gets.
Mm-hmm. I don't. But
it's just funny how the body temperature works. In October, it's 42 degrees. It's freezing. You get a day like that in the middle of January, you're like, damn, it's nice out here.
It's true. It's like you get used to it. Yeah.
It's really strange.
No, it's a good point.
It's crazy. Pastor Ray, thank you for the super chat, my man. Really, I really appreciate that. It says at the end of the year, we need to change the Giants' way. I don't want to smash mouth football of the 80s or a clone of the 07 team. I want wins in 2020. I understand.
Yeah, I want wins too. For this year's team, the best way to get wins is running the football, because right now we don't have an offense that could air it out. We don't have wide receivers, and we don't have a defense that could get into shootouts. But I'm with you. I would like a little bit more electricity this offense next year. I'd like to add a weapon, and hopefully that offensive line takes a big step forward.
Yeah, we're going to need the offensive line. Like I said, maybe we get to see the 3 rookies work. Listen, I mean, I've been rough on Andrew Thomas, and rightfully so. He sucks, okay? As I said in the video, and I did a video after week 3. People got all over me about that, and I wasn't saying he was a bust. I was just saying, did Gettleman miss? And he's done nothing to prove that Gettleman hasn't missed yet. The fact that the guys allowed 37 pressures and that Becton, Wirfs, and Wills have allowed 27 combined scares me. It scares me a lot. And as I mentioned, if you watch his film, Andrew Thomas has got to plant his right leg in the ground. Number one, he's got really bad hand placement. Number 2, that right foot keeps coming out off the ground. And I don't care how big he is. If he's on 1 foot, I can knock the guy over. Okay? You have no leverage on 1 foot. And then I forgot the guy's name. I was reading an article. I thought about doing a video on it, but I didn't. His coach in college is really ticked off because he did nothing in the pros that he did in college.
Yeah, he changed all his everything he said. Basically, it looks like a completely different player.
Right. So do you think that has to do with Colombo, or you just think that he's trying too hard?
It might have to do a little bit more. Maybe different coaches are teaching him different things. Maybe he's learning a new blocking scheme than he had, and maybe he's still getting used to the players he's playing next to, but he's getting completely lost on stunts. Joe Thomas, the former great offensive tackle, also talked about him, and he basically said in college, from what he saw, is he got by with pure physical ability. But he always thought that his technique was the worst of the four, and maybe he's still got to be coached up and get better as he goes throughout his career. But yeah, it's definitely. I mean, I definitely understand why people are concerned a bit. I'm still not going to go crazy. I still think he's going to be a good tackle. And I still think we need to give him time. But yeah, I understand why people are a little upset right now for sure, the way he's played.
I definitely think the things he's doing wrong is correctable.
Which is good.
He's got to work.
Yeah.
Got to work at this. And I always said, talent only takes you so far. But when you get to the NFL level, that's a gigantic jump. It's just like AAA to the majors. You have to continue. You can't be like, oh, I made it, and stop. You have to go 10 times harder than you've ever won in your life when you get to this level if you're going to be successful, because these are the best of the best. As good as the SEC is, it's not the NFL. So he's got to work even harder. Yuri, thank you for the super chat, brother. Really appreciate this. Thank you guys for the birthday wishes. If Evan Ingram has a productive game versus Tampa, will he get traded after Monday night? It's a good question. He did have a 75-yard touchdown against Tampa last year. Is that possible if he comes out and has a game where he has 7 catches for 102 yards and a touchdown, that perhaps his stock increases?
Anything's possible. And I know the New York Giants came out and said that they don't plan on trading him. I think everybody's tradable for the right price, especially a player like Evan Ingram, being that, he wasn't drafted by Gettleman. He's not a Joe Judge guy, and he's definitely an expendable player, in my opinion, at least, if the price is there. I don't think the price is going to be there. I really don't. Now, you may find a desperate team, though. Last year, I keep saying Mohamed Sanu. They got a second-round pick for Mohamed Sanu. The New England Patriots gave up a second-round pick. So if you find the right team that's desperate enough, it's possible. I won't rule it out. But if I'm the Giants, personally, I know a lot of Giants fans want to get rid of him right now because he's been horrible. I'm not trading for less than a third-round pick. I'm just not doing it because I could wait another year and get a comp pick, in which at worst I'd get it back into the 4th round. Right. So I just don't see the reason to trade him for less than what you would probably get in a year's time, and on a team that's already missing a ton of weapons to begin with.
Right. I agree. Zach Phillips, thank you for the super chat, brother. Brilly says, I guess J-Lo and A-Rod are not GM. One thing I'm going to say about A-Rod, this is why I love A-Rod. A-Rod is a big baseball guy. Obviously,
big Met fan growing up.
Yeah, he was. He was a big Met fan. Obviously played for the Yankees for many years and won a championship with us. Won a couple MVPs. A-Rod ripped analytics in the reason that Tampa Bay lost. That's a guy that knows baseball. I say it all the damn time. Analytics don't win championships. They don't. They get too cute. He said they get too damn cute. These yelping, whatever. Your baseball players are your Einsteins. Your baseball players are you just go by feel. Blake Snell was dominating. How the hell do you take him out of that game? Oh, analytics ruined it. Not that, I mean, I was happy for LA because I wanted them to win it. The Yankees couldn't, but analytics ruined the Tampa Bay. There's guys are like Baddog. Tampa Bay is the most analytical team in baseball. But yeah, I said how many championships they won? 0. And they cost themselves a game 7 by taking Blake Snell out too early. That's why I love A-Rod. The old school baseball players are going to tell you the same damn thing that I tell you because I grew up watching those guys in that era. So they know.
My thoughts on analytics are I don't like teams that make it their entire game plan. I'm completely fine with using it as a tool. I think it is useful. But when teams make it when it's strictly by analytics and you don't go by feel, you don't go by situational hitting and things like that, that's when it goes way too far. So I agree with you. I think it is useful, but you have to use it properly.
Demon L, thank you for the super chat. Brilly, my man, appreciate it. Says July Cancer Bro is in the house. I'm all in on Chris being the GM for the Giants and an 8'4" stripper from Antarctica as their GM.
Yeah, that's what I said in my last stream. Somebody asked me where I'm from. I said Antarctica. I said I'm 8'4", and my stripper's name is the Big Cannoli. But no, I mean I would love Demon. I would love to be the GM. But the thing is, Demon, if I became the New York Giants general manager, every one of you guys that like me, and I know some of you guys don't, but a lot of you guys like me. You tune into my stuff. At least you tolerate me. You guys would hate me within a month. I mean, that's what happens when you become the general manager. So I don't know if you guys would still like me as much if I was the general manager, but I would love the position.
I would love it as long as you give me them tickets and that nice. I don't care what you do with the team. I'm sitting up there going, yep. I mean, he's not worse than Gentleman, guys. And so I'd be happy. I'm all aboard with that. Pastor Ray, thank you for the super chat. Brilly. Pastor Ray gets the Everclear, by the way. He says, no, I'm saying our team needs to be built for 2020 football, not around a running back, around a quarterback, great O-line, stud wide receivers, pass rushers. That's the modern NFL. Yes, it is around the quarterback. It's a quarterback league and offensive line. It's around dual threat quarterbacks. It's really what this is about.
Yeah, I still think you need a balanced offense. I've always believed that. Not necessarily a run first approach, but an offense that could do both things effectively, and you can mix and match. And I think that is what makes the best teams, unless you have Pat Mahomes, which we don't have, and we're never going to have. No. So I think you need a balanced team, but I definitely think you need the ability to be able to air out the football.
I'm still, I don't know why, I just had a flashback. I mean, just such a great tackle by the 20-yard line the other night. That was impressive. I mean, Daniel Jones was taken off from him, and that 20-yard line just tripped him up. It was impressive.
Jones was able to get an extra 12 yards after the initial contact, though.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's pretty good. I mean, but the 20-yard line don't really have any hitting power. He just got the shoelaces. The turf monster got him. The turf monster's gotten all of us at a time and now and again. Just not in front of millions of people. But you'd be lying if you said the turf monster never got. The turf monster never got you. You never played sports. Turf monster's gotten me in the outfield. Turf monster's got me on the football field. The track monster caught me a couple of times. That hurts, by the way. You fall on the freaking track. Yeah, that hurts. That is unforgiving. The track is
especially if it's not a clay track. If it's one of those concrete tracks, forget about it.
The clay ones hurt just as bad, trust me.
I'm sure they do.
I'm getting road graded. It's not fun. Mark Edelman, thank you for the super chat, brother. Really appreciate it. Says, guys, I don't understand. If the Giants see the Steelers and Ravens have so much success drafting, why wouldn't we just hire one of their main guys to GM?
I mean, because those teams probably don't want to let those guys go. I mean, I don't know, the guy, I know Ozzie Newsome was the GM for the Ravens forever. I think, they probably, kind of like New England, they don't like to let those guys go. But yeah, of course, if you can find a guy that's great at drafting and he's available and wants to take the job, that's the other thing. I always say it. Yeah. We probably had the ability to bring in other GMs, but we have such a bad situation. It's kind of like when you're trying to sell a house. If you have a house that's worth, that you're trying to sell for $400,000, but it only looks to be worth $200,000. People aren't going to be rushing to buy that house. It's the same thing with the New York Giants. If you're a guy with great credentials, you're not going to run at the first job. And right now, the Giants situation, at least in 2017, was a horrible situation. Inheriting an old quarterback, inheriting horrible cap situation. So you also have to present yourself with a great situation to bring in great candidates.
Yeah, I mean, it's a great point. Nobody, like Chris said, nobody's jumping to take a job. I feel
just because we're the New York Giants doesn't mean it's a good situation.
Maybe the Knicks.
Yeah.
Nobody's in a hurry to take it, especially when you get to be like the Knicks, where it's just constant turnover. Nobody wants that position where you keep looking over your back. Am I going to lose this guy? Am I going to lose that guy? I'm going to move this guy around. How long do I have my job for? Is this secure? How long are they going to give me to fix this thing? Whatever. And then you got the ownership in your ear, because I swear to God that's why I swear to God the ownership's got something to do with these draft picks. It's not all Gettleman. I see Duke says, I'll gladly trade GMs with you. Listen, Duke, I think Dallas drafted very well. We have not. You have a ton of injuries and no deep. I mean, you just let some guys go. But that offensive line, Dak Prescott, Zeke Elliott, those are good picks. Tyron Smith, Zach Martin, Travis Frederick, those are good picks. Lael Collins.
I'm going to tell you right now, Dallas Cowboys,
trade.
Go ahead and look. And I hate saying it as a Giants fan. Go ahead and look. The very few teams have drafted better than the Dallas Cowboys over the last 5 years. Very few.
You're down to your third string quarterback.
The problem with and they've handled the contracts very well. They gave Tyron Smith a lengthy extension. They're paying him not near what they should be right now because they signed him like an 8-year deal. Where the Cowboys have gone wrong is they're stubborn and they got away from what they should have. They should have been a run first approach. They should have stayed with that. With Dak Prescott as their quarterback and that strong offensive line, and they brought an offensive coordinator that wants to throw the ball every play. So I think their owner is kind of stubborn, but they have drafted very well, the Dallas Cowboys.
I think so too. Zach, thank you for the super chat, brother. Really, man, really appreciate it. Says Newton got benched. Thoughts? Hey, I understand it. They're going to take a look at Jarrett Stidham. They drafted him last year. Take a look at him, see what you got. Cam Newton's not going to be there long. He was a bridge gap quarterback, and 1
year contract.
So
yeah, I mean, like Baddog said, they probably want to see what they have in Stidham. And if they don't like what they see, they're gonna end up drafting a quarterback. The Patriots aren't dumb. They see they're not going anywhere fast. They're 3-4, I think. Whatever they are, and even if they get in, they're not going to do anything. So I think they look at it like we got a young quarterback. We want to see what he's got.
Yeah, their offense is awful. So it's not gonna, Deception, thank you for the super chat, brother. Really says you guys are awesome. Thank you for all the effort you put into these streams. Appreciate that very much. So also, do you think Judge's experience as a wide receiver coach will help in the draft?
Well, first off, Deception, thank you very much, man. We both appreciate the kind words. Thank you very much. As far as Judge goes with the wide receivers, I mean, I think the entire coaching staff will help in the draft. And I've talked about that in the past, especially with the pandemic. If they weren't going to play this year, I thought the Giants would have been at a bigger advantage than most teams because you look at this coaching staff, they all coached in college the year before, or a lot of them did. They had 3 or 4 guys that were coaching at the college level the year before. Some of them were heads of recruiting. They have I forgot his name, but they have the head recruiter from Marshall is now on the coaching staff for the New York Giants. Brett Bielema was recently coaching in the college ranks. They brought over the linebackers coach from Tennessee. They have a lot of guys that were in college either last year or the year before that. So I think the guys that are coming out in this draft, a lot of these coaches either coached against, coached for, recruited. So I think in that aspect, the Giants have a bigger advantage than a lot of teams. I'm not going to say all teams because I'm sure other teams have something similar, but the Giants have a lot of guys that just came from the college ranks on their coaching staff.
Pastor Ray, thank you for the super chat. Really appreciate it. My man says, in this draft, Lance, Lawrence, and Fields have superstar ceilings. Joel Klatt actually gives Lance a higher ceiling. These 3 are can't-miss quarterbacks, in my opinion. I agree with Trevor Lawrence, but there's no such thing as a can't-miss. Let's say that. But I think Trevor Lawrence is about as sure as you're going to get out of college. I am not high on Ohio State quarterbacks. I've said that my whole time watching college football. Fields may be great. I just don't trust him. And I don't know enough about Trey Lance. I have to start watching games in North Dakota State, but I don't know enough about him, so I have to do more research. But I don't trust Fields because of the program he plays for. There's a reason Kirby Smart didn't keep him around at Georgia because they got Stetson Bennett playing. I mean, Georgia has no damn quarterbacks. So how you let Justin Fields walk is beyond me. But I don't know. I don't trust him.
Listen. Here's at the end of the day, it's not going to be our opinion. It's not going to be Pastor's opinion. It's not going to be anybody in this chat's opinion. If the GM feels what he feels about those quarterbacks, we'll probably take them.
No, definitely.
But they have to be a can't miss, no doubter. Because if you miss on that quarterback, then you're setting then you're paying Daniel Jones $9. Well, you end up trading him, but you're just recycling your quarterbacks. You're wasting more money in the draft, and you're not filling in spots that you could have with that pick to help give the quarterback that you currently have on your roster or the future guy a better opportunity. We all complain about the situation that Daniel Jones has. Well, you have that opportunity with that draft pick to try to help out Daniel Jones, whether it's a wide receiver, whether it's an offensive tackle. If you then draft a quarterback, you're bringing him into the same crappy situation. And if he's not a no-doubt prospect, it's a horrible pick.
Yeah. And the other thing is, we could also trade that pick, probably get a boatload of picks. There's teams out there yearning for a quarterback. So yeah. Washington's one. And they don't believe in Dwayne Haskins. They want to bench him.
Atlanta's one. Detroit, like we said, is potentially one. New Orleans is one. New England could be one. There's a lot.
There is a lot. Al Batts, thank you for the super chat, brother. Really appreciate it. It says, so according to my analytics, LA won 2 championships in 2 weeks. All New York teams, according to my analysis, suck. Well, you are correct. The Yankees.
You need a job in ESPN now.
I think so. The Yankees just underachieved. I wouldn't say they suck, but they underachieved. The rest of New York sports.
The Islanders did well.
The Islanders did do well. They actually overachieved.
Yeah, the Islanders did well. The Mets are they underachieved. They have decent talent. The Yankees are great, and outside of that, the Nets
Rangers will be good this year, though.
Rangers, they got that big prospect.
To go.
Yeah, but the Giants and Jets are horrible, and the Knicks are horrible. The Nets could be pretty good.
They'll be okay.
Yeah.
Authentic says, I wish you went after Robbie Anderson. That wouldn't have been bad. The Jets are missing him right now. What the hell are the Jets doing? They like, oh, you're good here. Get the hell out of here. No, Sam, we're gonna pick you 3rd overall. We're gonna
do everything we can to make sure you fail.
Right. We're not gonna protect you. We're gonna bring in the worst head coach possible. And we're gonna get rid of your only good wide receiver. How you take it, Sam?
And what do you think Trevor Lawrence is going to think on draft night if he actually looks into the situation?
If he sees that the Jets are picking first, he might go, yeah, I'm going to stick around for my senior year at Clemson.
Yeah, I would if I were him. Or I'd force a trade like Eli did.
Yeah, why not? To the Giants, just like Eli did. J-Man J, thank you for the super chat. Really appreciate it, my man. He says, got to use free agency to find out whether Jones is the guy. He needs a plaques. I like the size of Golladay. The problem is Getty did this backwards. We should have built a team, then drafted the quarterback. Absolutely.
Why do you think we were flipping out on draft night? The Giants weren't ready to support any quarterback that was in that draft.
No.
Period. And they did it because The fan base was sick of Eli Manning, and they knew he was getting up there in age, and they knew that it was a need, but it wasn't the right time to do it. They didn't have a team that could support a quarterback. I'm going to stick behind Jones, and I hope that they get him a team that could support him. And this draft could be that opportunity to do that.
Yeah, especially if we're picking top 3. Like I said, there's teams that are going to want a quarterback. If we're not going quarterback, that's how you get your. That's what you do. That's how you fill all these spots. You get high draft picks for teams who believe they have a franchise quarterback.
Yeah,
that's how you do it. Like I said, the Jets gave up 3 second-rounders and number 6 overall to move up 3 spots, and worked out for the Colts very well. Didn't work out for the Jets at all. No. War Pig Williams, thank you for the super chat. Really, he says there's nothing worse than a stair monster. It catches me going up the stairs at least twice a week. Go G-Man. Yes, that is another one. It's like the people under the stairs. They grab at you. They pull you down, War Pig. I have fallen on the stair climber. I have definitely tripped up the stairs. I've slipped down the stairs, and I've fallen on a treadmill. Listen, man, we've all taken tumbles in our day.
Yeah. I think I've done all those things as well. So I've
been waxed. I took a nice tumble down the stairs. That was great. When I was a kid, my mom waxed it. We had wooden stairs, and she pledged them.
Oh,
my sister did that. I think my sister did that, cleaning the stairs. Yeah. Also, one night I remember I stumbled in. I had a little too much drink, and my bedroom was upstairs, the bathroom's downstairs. I go down. There was 15 stairs. And I got to there was 5 stairs left, and for some reason I thought I was on the last step, and I went down. That hurt. That was not fun. Yeah. Don't turn the light on when you've had too much to drink and you're going down the stairs. It's another bad dog.
I got a funny story about my cousin with a Christmas tree, but I'll save that for another day.
Oh no. You might have to bring that one up at the end of the show. Mike Francesa, thank you for the super chat. Really appreciate it. He's number one. Mike Dupp. Mike Dupp's in the house. Mike Dupp and Mike Zorn. Tank Mush, whatever you want to call him. He says the people calling Jones the guy are delusional. I was there with Vince Lombardi when he started the game, and he told me Daniel Jones wasn't the guy. That totally sounds like Mike Francesa. He did spell his name wrong, but that's so he can be incognito, I think.
Yeah, that might be Mike Francesa.
It could be. That definitely is a Mike Francesa comment.
Yeah, that might be Mike. Might be.
Mark, thank you for the super chat, brother. Really appreciate it. Really says I'm talking to Maine Scout and make him GM. Those teams would never watch that kind of job. Would never watch that kind of job or salary.
I mean, those are the types of guys we should be looking at, Mark. I'm just telling you why certain guys may not take the job because of all the factors. It's not a great job right now. If we're being honest with ourselves, it hasn't been a great job in a very long time.
The only thing I'll say is usually if a guy is doing a great job, it's a great situation. They're not looking for a GM.
That's true. But Jerry Reese inherited a great situation.
He did. Well, of course he retired, so that helped. But the thing is, when you get an opportunity like that, you might want to prove that you can turn a really crappy team around, and that way you do get other offers going forward.
I'm going to be honest with you. As much as we rag on the Jets, and the Jets suck, if the Jets get the first pick. This being completely unbiased from a New York Giants fan, the Jets have multiple first-round picks after the trade they made for Jamal Adams. They've got a lot of cap space freed up after the trades they made, and you have Trevor Lawrence coming in. If I'm a GM looking at the two situations, I'm running to the Jets job before I take the Giants. Running to it. With all the extra draft capital that they have on top of having the first overall pick.
Like I said, the only problem is Trevor Lawrence may be running back to Clemson if the Jets.
Then you're in trouble.
Right. And maybe Justin Fields or somebody.
Yeah.
Zion Zenith, thank you for the super chat. Really, man. Really appreciate it. Says shout out to Lions fans. I'm mad because we've been rebuilding for 8 years. Lions been rebuilding for 63 years. Does Dave go? No. Does Dave go? No. If so, Daniel Jeremiah for GM.
I'm not in favor of bringing in television general managers.
Yeah,
I know a lot of people often talk about the guys on TV, Riddick. No, give me a guy that, like Mark just said, is a professional scout, an assistant.
That went to the Raiders. Was it Mayock?
Yeah, I think it was Mayock. Yeah,
maybe that's.
It could happen. I'm not saying it can't, but I would much rather have a guy that has an experience in a field office.
Danny Thomas, thank you for the super chat, brother. Brilly says we trade our pick to Jacksonville for 5th pick and 23rd pick and a 4th round pick. Depends on where we're picking.
We trade our pick to Jacksonville, the 5th pick and the 23rd pick. Yeah, again, yeah, exactly. If we're picking first, you're getting more than that. If we're picking third, yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, I know another team, though, that could be looking for a quarterback because Gardner Minshew ain't the guy.
I'm going to tell you this right now, Baddog. Jacksonville ain't going to be picking 5th. Jacksonville's going to be probably picking 2nd. I mean, that team had a fluke win week 1. Since then, they've lost every game. They've got less talent than we do. I'd be surprised if Jacksonville's picking any later than 3.
They stink.
Yeah.
Well, exactly, Baddog. No one said that Baddog about Lawrence forcing a trade to the Giants. Oh, yes. Yeah. Oh, about when I said forcing a trade to the Giants? Yeah. Let's do that, please. Like Eli.
Oh, of course. That won't happen, though.
No, it won't. Because we can't afford to trade. Because he'll come in. I mean, listen, Trevor Lawrence is going to be better than Daniel Jones. I don't give a damn who's around him. But he'd have even less than Daniel Jones if we had to give up picks to get Trevor Lawrence.
I recognize he was a scout before being on TV, but he was never an assistant GM. He was never a GM. Listen, if they feel like he's qualified, go ahead and bring him in. I personally would much rather the Colts guy or the guy from the New England Patriots. Those are the 2 guys I'm looking at. Caserio, he's got experience with Joe Judge. That's what I'd be looking at. And he's Italian.
That's always good. You know why Joe D was the best? Because he was Italian? Well, that's part of it. I mean, of course. Watch that movie another 10 times. Entertainment talking drugs. Thank you for the super chat. Really.
Yeah, he was somebody showed me a snapshot of him. He was in the Hubs channel as well. So I don't talk drugs, but I appreciate you popping in, Entertainment talking drugs.
Maybe
I'm starting a new channel actually. It's gonna be a drugs channel.
Very nice. You should. I mean, that probably go. A lot of people are interested in like Pfizer and, I mean, I see 10 trillion drug commercials on TV. I don't remember all of them, but yeah, I mean, Zantac, something. I don't know. The side effects sound worse than the damn issue to me, but it's half the time the side effects like stroke, death, cancer, or you could just be a little depressed. I think I'd be depressed. Fred Flintstone, we have Francesa and Fred Flintstone in the chat. Thank you for the super chat. Really, I don't know where Barney is.
I'm trying to look at his picture. What is that?
It looks like his back.
Yeah, he's got a hairy back.
Yeah, that's Fred. I mean, Fred did, He says Daniel Jones is going to be Peyton Manning with wheels. You haters disgust me. When Daniel Jones is great, I hope you all go root for the Jets. Well, maybe. I mean, if Trevor Lawrence is there, we might.
Fred, I'm gonna be honest with you. You call me a hater all you want, and I'm sticking behind Daniel Jones. I'm giving him an opportunity. I want him to be the quarterback. I still think he could be the quarterback. Him and Peyton Manning should never be put in the same sentence ever. Peyton Manning is the greatest quarterback in my opinion, if not the greatest, the 2nd or 3rd greatest quarterback who's ever played the position. Okay, the guy changed the game. The guy didn't even need a coaching staff. He was the coach. To put Daniel Jones and Peyton Manning in the same sentence is disrespectful to Peyton Manning.
Yeah, listen, the only time that they should be put in the same sentence is that Peyton Manning's brother, Daniel Jones, took over for Peyton Manning's brother, Eli, with the Giants. You can put them in the same sentence.
And they learned from the same college coach. That's it.
As I said, to me, the comparison to Dan, and I hate this because when they said it on draft night, I'm like, oh, he's better be better than that. He's Ryan Tannehill, but Tannehill is succeeding with Tennessee. But Alex Smith, that is always the guy that I think Daniel Jones can be. If he plays at his best, stops turning the damn ball over and makes better decisions, and we do get some talent around him, Alex Smith is a guy that I can see him being. And remember, Alex Smith was the number 1 overall pick in that draft. Now, I know, San Francisco probably kicks himself in the ass for not taking Aaron Rodgers that year, but still, Alex Smith had a very nice career. I do believe the team went to the Super Bowl. He wasn't starting. It was Kaepernick, but they started to get better with Alex Smith there. He did very well with the Chiefs. If Daniel Jones is as good as Alex Smith, I'd be very happy. I'd be very happy if he was as good as Alex Smith.
Pizzle says the disrespect. I'm not disrespecting Daniel Jones. I'm never going to compare him to Peyton Manning. Ever.
Yeah, I don't think.
Ever.
I don't think. Yeah, I mean, especially right now, there's just no way. I understand that both of them struggled their first couple of years, but again, it's not 1998 anymore.
I wouldn't compare Eli Manning to Peyton Manning, and I love Eli Manning. Eli Manning's the clutchest quarterback who ever lived. He's not close to Peyton Manning.
Peyton Manning is,
and Eli Manning's my favorite player of all time.
Peyton Manning's one of the top 5 greatest quarterbacks ever, maybe top 3.
I think he's clearly top 3.
Yeah, I mean, I can't put us. I don't care who it is. I can't even put Pat Mahomes there yet.
Yeah.
I mean, you got to do it for a long time. Peyton Manning did it for years at the most elite level. And yeah, he didn't even do coaching staff. I mean, that guy saw everything. Peyton Manning was fantastic. Lucas, thank you for the super chat. Really appreciate it. My man from Australia, he says, have been watching. Hey, bro, been watching Chris for ages and just started watching you. What is Brilly? I get this a lot. Brilly. So the Bud Light commercials, Cheers, they used to say Dilly. Well, Jason Garrett's wife's name is Brill. And I saw that watching a Cowboys game last year at some point, thought that was a hilarious name. I never heard of Brill, so I started saying, hey, I'm going to brill a couple of hot dogs, or, Jack and Brill went up the hill, whatever. And then instead of Dilly, I just changed it to Brilly. So it's just something silly that I say when I get a super chat. Brilly. Duchess, Brilly. Minshew, 13 touchdowns, 98 QBR. DJ, 5 touchdowns, 71 QBR. Who's better?
You just answered it. So far this year, Minshew's been better.
No, Minshew's not good though.
No, but this year he's been better.
Yeah. Well,
how could I say he hasn't been?
He's had a rough year. Dan Jones had a rough year. And
yeah.
Hopefully he turns it around.
Yeah.
J-Man J, thank you for the super chat, brother. Brilly says different head, same philosophy. GM Kevin Abrams, 2021. They wouldn't be the same philosophy.
I think that's what's going to happen, Jay. And I know a lot of Giants fans want the outside guy, and I completely understand why they want him. I think that's what's going to happen if we move on from Gettleman. I think you're going to get an in-house hire. The Giants have never shown anything different.
Dickhead Donnie, thank you for the super chat. Brilly, really appreciate that.
That's an actual dick. He's got a dick for a head in that picture.
Richard Cranium is not in the chat. It's one of my favorite names on YouTube. Richard Cranium.
Dickhead Donnie. There you go. Danny Jones is top 3 in quarterback rushing this year over guys like Cam Newton, by the way. GOAT. Yeah, Daniel Jones he's definitely shown the wheels. I mean, he's got 4 of the top 8 fastest runs from a quarterback this year. Yeah, I mean, he's had to do that because we don't have receivers that can get open. And they don't give him enough time to throw the football down the field. So he's become our best weapon with his legs. Yeah, he definitely has the ability.
The problem is quarterback with legs, it's nice to have that, but you don't
have to rely on it
to be doing that.
You don't have to rely on it.
RPO, but you don't want. By the way, I want to say this right now. The Giants in this game better implement that damn RPO. JPP sucks at contain. Terrible. Dude crashes down way too hard, over aggressive. We saw this for years of the Giants. He used to drive me insane. I go back to 2014 when we lost to the freaking 1-9 Jaguars, 1-10. Whatever the hell they were, I think they were 1-10. We were up 21-0 at halftime. Couldn't hold that lead, lost 24-21. Blake Bortles killed us on that RPO. He had 6 carries for like 77 yards.
He had that one huge one.
And he destroyed us with that play.
Yeah.
The Giants have an opportunity to take advantage of JPP's aggressiveness because you know he's chomping at the bit. He already said he wants to.
He already said it, yeah.
So So use that against him. You have a guy that can run that play. Please do so. I mean, and they should have ran it more against. Again, I don't want Daniel Jones running 10 to 15 times a game, but the Eagles they were so aggressive, and the Giants had so many opportunities with the misdirection run. And when I looked at Baldy's breakdown, that the reverse was supposed to go to Golden Tate, they got blown up, where the defense was going for a touchdown because the Eagles were completely overly aggressive. Misdirection plays work against JPP. The Giants better implement some of that on Monday night.
Yeah, no, I'm with you on that. It's been working. I don't want them to have to rely on that. I want them to get a better offense. But right now, it's been the best thing working for this football team.
But I think that'll also kind of it makes them hesitate. Yeah. That's why when you use it effectively, it could definitely be a good tool.
I like it sporadically throughout a game.
You're right. They definitely have to find a way to protect him when he just drops back and passes. I mean, he can't be dropped back getting murdered. They got to do it. They got to do a good job. Fred, thank you for the super chat. Really appreciate it. Says, you guys serious? Go listen to my Bud Fisk. Daniel Jones is the second strongest arm behind Mahomes. He's deadly accurate. Give him a wide receiver, and we're 7-0 right now. For some reason, I'm thinking Fred is being facetious, and it's very difficult to tell in type or like in words because you can't really tell tone. But I have a feeling that's a little facetious by Double F there.
Yeah, he definitely doesn't have the second strongest arm. Josh Allen could throw it probably 30 yards further than he can. So Herbert has there's a lot of quarterbacks with a stronger arm.
I have a feeling Fred is being.
He's got adequate arm strength, but I wouldn't say he has superb arm strength. Aaron Rodgers obviously has a stronger arm.
I am one of the most sarcastic sons of bitches you'll ever meet in your life. I'm usually pretty good at detecting that. I detect a slight hint of sarcasm.
I think it's more than slight. I think it's
Yeah,
I think it's strong. I think it's strong. Strong sarcasm.
I think he's screwing around. I really do. I really do. Where is Sabrina Jameson? I do not know. Sugar Tots is in the house.
Sugar Tots.
Sugar Tots. There he is. It might be the third week. Might be the third weakest in the division. I'm trying to do one of those roundtables again. It's been difficult because all those guys are busy, obviously. When I get that together again, I want to ask that question again: who's the best quarterback in this division now? It's changed a lot since we started.
It's not a trophy that you want to hold.
It's got to be Wentz.
It's got to be Wentz right now. It's not Danucci.
Not Kyle Allen.
Yeah, and it's not Daniel Jones right now. So it's got to be Wentz.
Yeah.
Let's see what we got here. Tainah or Baddog, one of you guys should be Evan Ingram for Halloween, Simon says. Yeah, well, all you got to do is you got to wear bricks for hands.
Butter.
Yeah. Yeah, you do that.
I'm not big enough and tall enough to be Evan Ingram, but I definitely can. I mean, I can drop a pass with the best of them. So
yeah, just wear bricks for hands, man.
I'll just give out Butterfingers.
Lanto says Dak is better than Wentz. Well, he's not better than him right now.
No,
he's not better than him right now. But yeah, before the injury, you could certainly say that. Let's see what we got here. Burrow or Herbert, better career going forward. I like both of them. Both of them have looked great in their limited exposure. It's way too early to say. I mean, it's going to come down to who has the better team around him. I think both of them are really good quarterbacks, and both of them came into situations that are decent for guys that were drafted at the top of the draft. They have pretty good weapons on those teams. Yeah, I think people don't realize that. They have good guys to throw to on both those football teams.
I'm going to tell you this right now, and you're going to get a good look at him on Sunday. Don't forget about Tua. Do not forget about Tua.
I'm excited for Tua.
If Tua is healthy, I think he's going to be the best of the three.
Yeah,
I do not like Alabama quarterbacks. Never have, but there's something special about Tua.
Tua's weapons aren't as good as the other two, though. The other two have better weapons. Yeah,
Miami has a ton of draft picks.
Yes, they do.
So they got 2 first.
They're going to stock up. They're going to take a receiver this year.
They are. Yeah, I don't know where they're. I don't know what the record is. I don't know where they'd be picking. But
I think they have Houston's pick, right? Because they traded Tunsil to Houston.
Right. So Houston's bad too. So
yeah,
they get made up with Jamar Chase. There's a lot of guys that talk about Rashard Bateman from Minnesota. They could end up with him. They could end up with Devontae Smith from Alabama. Jalen Waddle, obviously, the broken leg. I don't know how that's going to hurt his stock. It wasn't a torn ACL. I think it was a broken ankle. So that's not as bad. Bones heal better than tendons. But yeah,
Parker's a good receiver, BB13, but he's not Devontae. He's good. I mean, I would much rather the Chargers.
He's taller than Waddle. I think Waddle's only 5'10" or 5'11". I think he's like 6'1".
Yeah, he's talking about the receiver that's already on the Dolphins. But I would much rather have Keenan Allen, and I'd much rather have Mike Williams, that duo, than what he has in Miami. And the same with Cincinnati. He's got great weapons over there with Boyd, AJ Green, T. Higgins. So I think both of them have better situations right now than Tua does coming in.
I know a lot of Giants fans want the Giants to look at Rashad Bateman. He's getting a lot of love from the Giants fans. Rashad Bateman out of Minnesota.
Yeah. Prediction: Giants will knock Brady out of the game. They will win with a last-minute field goal. I hope we have I think the Giants could keep it relatively close. There's no way I'm picking them to win the game, but I think they could keep it relatively close.
If you're that confident, play the money line and get paid.
Yeah, you'll get paid a lot.
Demon L says, "Here's a drug commercial. This is one of your Entertainer Talking Drugs channel. If you have an oily face, then try the Baddog and Entertainer pill. Side effects include impotence. I don't see the comment.
Impotence,
not impotent, whatever that is. I don't
see the comment, but
impotence, hives, hair loss. Well, that's for sure. I got that. Penis ring and loss of sight, low gas mileage, and liking the Eagles. So maybe all the Eagle fans have taken that, and we all know the Eagle fans suffer from pretty much all that stuff that he just put there. So that makes sense. It's funny. I did that. We all did a video on Kenny Golladay because the Giants reached out, asked about Kenny Golladay.
Mm-hmm.
I do my video on it. All the Eagles fans are like, "Oh, this is something you make fun of the Eagles for." I'm like, This is new. Like the Giants actually reached out. This isn't something I'm making up. I'm not making up the rumor like Eagles fans.
And plus,
Odell Beckham's going to come to the Eagles.
Plus, we said at least, and I'm sure you said the same thing. We said it's not going to happen.
Right.
It's not like we said it's going to happen. We said it's not going to happen.
Then it doesn't make any sense.
Yeah. Literally, the title of my video is "Does this make sense?" And then I explain in the video why it doesn't. So,
It doesn't make sense. Al Batts, thank you for the super chat, brother. Appreciate it, my man. Brilly says blaming everyone right now, especially New York media. Want Baddog and Entertainer on the Giants conference calls. At least you two will get a shut up, move on, like Jerry to the Dallas media. Oh, yeah, I told you in the comment section on the New York media, they would hate me. They freaking hate my ass. They would hate me. They'd see that guy go, don't let Baddog in the building.
They probably wouldn't like either one of us.
No,
they probably wouldn't like either one of us.
Evan, why can't you catch? My 3-year-old could have caught that, Evan. What the hell's the matter with you? I mean, seriously, what the hell? What the hell is that? That'd be like me coming in here dropping my damn microphone every time I try to talk. What the hell are you doing? Come on, man. We can't beat the damn Eagles. Just catch the damn ball. We beat the Eagles. Just catch the ball. Twice.
Either time, if he catches it either time, we win.
I had some guy try to tell me, Doug Peterson said Daniel Jones overthrew it. I said that Doug Peterson's blind as a bat.
The only argument you can make on that throw, when I saw the second angle, is he did throw it really hard and it was a close slant pattern. But regardless, Ingram has to catch it.
Right in the hands.
Yeah, he's got to catch it.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Sorry that he put a little too much mustard on there, Evan.
Yeah, you got to catch it.
Yeah. I guess for Evan, he put butter on it, no mustard. I guess that's what it was.
Yeah.
Pastor Ray, thank you for the super chat. Brilly, my man. He says, I've been rooting for the Giants since '77. I've seen some very dark days, but I always saw a change in direction. If Abrams is a new GM, I'm taking a break.
I understand. And maybe maybe that won't happen. They brought in an outside approach with the head coach. Maybe they'll do the same thing with the GM, but based on prior history, I mean, the Giants generally go with guys they know. So, but I guess Cassero would technically be a guy they know. He's coming from New England. He's got ties to Judge, so maybe that is the plan.
By the way, guys and girls, we've got 470 people in here. So, again, thanks so much. Really, really appreciate you guys and girls spending your Friday night with us for Talking Giants, episode number 98. Do us a favor. Please hit that thumbs up. It helps out the stream. If you have not, hit that subscribe button if you're new to this channel. Ring the bell. And more importantly, make sure you go into the description. Link to the Entertainer Talking Sports is there. Sub him up. Sub both these channels up again because we do this show every week. We alternate channels. We stream the Giants game every week. We also alternate channels. Monday night will be on this channel. Next week, the Washington football team of the show will be on Chris's channel. So please sub up both channels. And, of course, thank you for all your support. It means the world to us. The show is nothing without you guys and girls. So we really appreciate all the support. Means the world to us. Another rough year for the Giants, but again, the fan base is absolutely phenomenal. That's why I'm going to say this to Pastor Ray. You can say that all you want. I said that right after the Eagles game. Right after the Eagles game, I said, I'm done. I give up. No more emotion. 2 days later, I'm talking about how we're the best team in the division. You may get beat down at some point, but you will never, ever, 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 ever leave this team. You've been rooting for them since '77, like I've been rooting for them since '84. You ain't going anywhere. You can say that all you want, but you ain't going anywhere. None of us are going anywhere. It's just we're bipolar.
If we've been here through this, we're sticking.
Yeah, right. There's no way
it can't get much worse than this.
Right. So no, I believe Ray is going to be around. Just a little bit of this, my man, Pastor Ray. A little bit of that. You're all good. Yeah. Mark, thank you for the super chat. Really, he says I'm a Giants fan just as much as you guys, but let's face it, Daniel Jones is a turnover machine like Darnold. Believe me, it pains to say, but it's true.
I mean, it is true. He is a turnover machine. I'm not going to say he hasn't been. And we got to hope he gets better. I mean, that's all I can say. Peyton Manning was a turnover machine too his first 16 games. I say it all the time. So it doesn't mean he can't. It doesn't mean he's going to improve. He very well may not. But we got to hope it gets better.
Yeah, he can't do worse. He's had a bad year. Pastor Ray, thank you for the super chat. Really. He says can't invest emotionally in the team if it's Abram. You say that, but you even if it is Abram, come September 12th, whatever the hell the date is, we open up. You will be right here, just like we are. You'll be right here.
Yeah.
It always makes me laugh when somebody tells me I'm not a Giants fan. That one always makes me laugh. when they tell me I'm not a Giants fan. I'm like, okay, because I rip on the team, because I get mad at the team. If I didn't get mad at them, if I didn't rip them, if I didn't show any emotion, then I would say you're probably right. If I didn't make a ton of videos and stream the games and do the show with you, then yeah, I could say that. But give me a break. If I didn't care, I wouldn't be as emotional about it as I am. I wouldn't get upset over it.
Right? Yeah. No, I agree. Duke Falcone says Daniel Jones has not had a bad year. Duke, here's what I'll say, man, and I try to be as fair as I can. I think that there are a lot of reasons as to why he's played as bad as he has, and they don't all fall on him. I don't think he has the roster on him to support him, but I cannot come on here and honestly say that he has not had a bad year. The guy has 5 touchdowns through almost half a season. I mean, the guy has 5 touchdowns and 8 picks through 7 games this year. Eli Manning never did that outside of maybe his first year when he struggled through his first 7 or 8 starts, or however many starts he had in his rookie year. I went back and looked. Daniel Jones went 4 weeks without throwing a touchdown. Yeah. Eli Manning never did that in his entire career. And I recognize Daniel Jones doesn't have a lot of great pieces around him, and that has a lot to do with it. But he's not playing well. His record's 1-6, and he's got 5 touchdowns and 8 picks. Can't say he's played well. I don't care what the Saber metrics or the metrics say. He hasn't played well.
Yeah, I see my man G Money slot videos, and I love that guy, man. I listen to him do his slot. He does like slot machine videos, and I listen to him. You know, when he things happen to him or whatever, he sounds just like me. Gets pissed off at the machine, makes me laugh every day, every damn time. Like that's exactly what I say. I say the same damn. I love that guy. He's freaking awesome. So thanks for being here. G Money says Jason Bear, Paul's gonna have a field day with Andrew Thomas on our sorry all line. That's why I said earlier we got to run the RPO and take advantage of his aggression. I think that's the way you combat that. He's going to crash down. He's going to beat Andrew Thomas. Run misdirections at him. Run misdirections and counters at JPP, and you can beat him. We saw it for years with the Giants. It used to drive me insane here. I think that's how you beat him. I think you run counters or misdirections right at him, and he'll take himself out of the play. He gets shoved into the backwash of the play. It happened for years here.
OC used to overcommit too on the run. Both those guys did. Yeah.
Giants girl in Florida. What's going on? Chill Daddy Jameson, Taylor, Dean Robinson, Finesse. What's going on, guys? Thank you for being here. Authentic. Give a big shout out to him. Guys, sub up Authentic if you have not. Sub up his channel. Does a great job over there. A guy that probably does deserve more subscribers than he has. Definitely check it out. I see Lauren's in the chat. What's going on? She Got Sports, another great Giants channel right there, a sports channel. Check her out if you get a chance. It's somebody else I'm trying to collab with. And again, just the freaking time is such a pain. I've got no time, like the guest who said years ago. But we gotta work together, no doubt about that. Actually, I'm trying to get both of them because I gotta do more roundtables, man. Just trying to get everybody together in one schedule is difficult during the football season.
It's tough.
Fred Flintstone, thank you for the super chat. Really says when Jones wins MVP next season, you'll see, right? I'm going to start calling him Fred Facetious.
You never know. Maybe he will. Maybe he'll go out there and he'll take a monumental leap year 3. And listen, if you ask me right now, Baddog, maybe people in the chat disagree with me. I'm like 85% Daniel Jones is going to be our quarterback next year. I'm definitely leaning that way, maybe even higher than that. But I'm not going to come on here and say that he's played well this year. And I knew he wasn't going to play that well to start the year. I didn't think it'd be this poor, but it was a lot of challenges for him coming into the year. But I still think he's going to be the quarterback in 2021.
Yeah, I mean, unless we're picking first.
Yeah,
I mean, if Trevor Lawrence is there, I think they're taking him. But other than that, I don't, and I wouldn't want anybody but him. And I don't care if Giants fans don't like that or not. Again, that's just my opinion. We're not going to grant everything. You could say he's going to come into just as bad of a situation, but Trevor Lawrence is a better quarterback. He just is. He's just skill set's better than Daniel Jones. Just watch to play. That's all you got to do. Bada boom. He says the Giants cover. What is it, 10.5?
I might have went up. I'm curious. I'm going to look right now. I'm curious
if
to see what
10.5 or more, I say they do cover. If it's less than 10, I say they probably don't.
I like them getting 10.5. They had 4 days to prepare. They're home. The Bucs are traveling from Vegas. It's a cross-country trip. I like them if they're getting more than 10 points. I agree with you on there.
JMA says that rooting since 1980, out of all of our defensive linemen, who is the most aggressive and capable of knocking out Brady?
We don't have many defensive linemen left right now. Well, edge rushers left, I should say, right now. We traded away Golden. Zimenez, I don't think is playing. Lorenzo Carter's out for the year. So maybe Leonard Williams. I'll go with Leonard Williams.
Yeah, I was going to say maybe Dalvin Tomlinson.
Yeah, maybe Dalvin Tomlinson.
B Max, thank you for the super chat, brother. Appreciate it. Brilly says thank you guys for the great Giants content. Appreciate it.
Thank you for watching, B Max. And yeah, it is 10.5. So I actually agree with you. I like the, if it was 10, maybe I'm not as. I like them getting that extra half point. 10, I could see a 10 to 7 point loss. I could see that.
Yeah, it's kind of. Somebody says 12.5. Well, if it's 12.5, you definitely take the Giants.
Maybe it changed. Maybe this isn't updated.
Yeah, that could be. Maybe it's because on ESPN. I don't know what ESPN has, but maybe because Will Hernandez is out, maybe they feel like with Lemieux playing, it's going to be even tougher. Because Tampa Bay, again, their front seven is ridiculous.
Plus, you don't know if Jones is going to start the game.
Right. So,
yeah.
Duchess, thank you for the super chat. Brilly. She says, DJ is my favorite guy. Giants need to extend him now. As a Cowboys fan, I'm sure he is.
Yeah, they're definitely not going to extend him yet, but I do think they give him another year.
Thoughts on Mac Jones? Well, I mean, Alabama continues to fire out wide receivers. He's not Tua. I don't know. I'd have to watch Mac Jones play a little bit more. I can't.
Alabama's been on the money with wide receivers, though, in recent years. They've been great NFL prospects.
Ruggs, Judy. Now you got Jalen Waddle and Devontae Smith. It's insane the amount of wide receivers that have been coming out of Alabama.
Yeah, they've had great prospects. Dexter Lawrence is great. Yeah. Let's see what we got here. Who are we rooting for tomorrow? Well, it's Sunday. Yeah. Well, I guess it's almost tomorrow. But you got to go Dallas. Yeah, I agree with you because right now Eagles have a half-game lead on Dallas, and Dallas, to me, I think the Eagles are the best football team in the division right now. So I'm rooting for Dallas in that game.
Dallas hasn't got a prayer.
Yeah, no, I agree. Eagles are going to win.
They have a prayer. Marjorie says odd shark says, so maybe did go up to 12.5.
I like the Giants getting 12.5.
I do too.
Yeah.
Julio Jones. Yep, there's another one, Brian. Julio Jones is from Bama as well. Yeah, the wide receivers are good. Their corners don't end up being so good when they get to the NFL.
I'd say Dallas loses. Yeah, Dallas is going to lose Sunday night.
Yeah, I know what the spread is in that game, but I'm taking the Eagles. I don't care if it's 14. I would take.
It's 11. It's 11. Eagles by 11.
Eagles all day, giving 11 to Dallas. They're winning by at least 2 touchdowns. I can't even see how that's. If you watch Dallas play against Washington, they lost by 22. The only reason Dallas even scored in that game is because of a good kick return that put them in field goal range, and they went 3 and out and kicked the field goal. That's the only reason they scored.
Yeah, without Dak, they're not putting up points, and that defense can't stop anybody.
Not even Dalton, I don't think.
Yeah, yeah. So I don't see Dallas putting up more than 14 points in that game, and yeah, I think Dallas will Philly will put up at least 30 because that Dallas defense stinks.
It's awful. Yeah. I don't see that. I can't. So I've won money on the Giants this year. I don't usually bet on them, but I have won money against Dallas and against Philly because they covered both times. And I will if 12.5, I will take them against Tampa. And I'll parlay that. I will definitely take Eagles given 11. That's probably the lock of the week. I don't see how Dallas keeps that close.
I agree with you. I think the Eagles will cover that easily.
Yeah. Demon L, thank you for the super chat. Really appreciate it, brother. Brilly says I wear my Giants gear. My team, it is what it is. Giants stickers on a motorcycle. The Big Blue family, win, lose, or draw. I have more pride standing up for this team than bandwagon for Bucs or Steelers.
Oh, I mean, you can't do that. Anybody. I laugh at people. And everybody's entitled to their own opinion. At the end of the day, it's sports. It's not the most important thing in well, for some people it is, but I laugh, but I laugh at people that say, "Oh, how many teams you got, Chris? Who's your second favorite team?" I got one team.
That too. They're like, if the Giants,
I got one team.
It's like I wouldn't root for.
Period. I'm not one of these guys. Oh, the Giants suck. Oh, 8-9 games in. Yeah, I'm gonna go root for the Bills now. No. I got one team. And if you're a diehard football fan, you got one team.
That's it. You may root for players. You may start betting on teams and rooting for them to win. That has happened. But I mean, everywhere I go during football season, wear my Giants hat, wear my Giants hoodie all the damn time. All the time. And I get this. You're a Giants fan? No, I like the Eagles. I'm like, yeah, and then they start, oh God, blah, 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 blah. Oh, yeah, I had a guy in the bank try to talk crap to me. I think it was a Cowboys fan. I think this was 2 years ago. He said something to me, and I'm minding my own damn business. And I just looked at the guy, and I used the line that I use every damn time. I say, last time the Cowboys were even relevant, I wasn't even old enough to drink, and now I'm in my middle 40s. And what do you got to say about that? This is true. It's true. I was 19 years old the last time I won a damn Super Bowl. I am 44 now.
Yeah. Now the thing that sucks is not that sucks because we're gonna know that we were true blue the whole way. But when the Giants finally get good in 34 years, that I'm kidding. I think we'll be good soon, very soon. But that there's going to be all these people that are going to say, oh, I've always liked the Giants. Meanwhile, these guys right now are rooting for the Bucs and they're rooting for, the Seahawks and whoever else. All of a sudden, these guys are, we're true blue. We love the Giants. That's what happens. I mean, at the end of the day, when you're a good team, you have to accept that. I welcome bandwagon fans because that means that the team is something worth rooting for. So, but it is what it is.
I'm going to be honest. Growing up, being upstate for most of my life, since I can remember, I can say this. I'm on the Massachusetts border. I've never seen a big influx of Patriots bandwagon fans. I just haven't. There's not many Patriots fans around here. Okay. Number two, the Red Sox fans, though, they influxed everywhere.
Yeah.
Yankee fans in 96 came out of nowhere. Oh my God, the Yankee bandwagon was enormous. But I got to be honest. In this area, Chris, I did not see any more influx of Giants fans than I normally do. It's very Giants heavy up here already. I can't remember seeing, even in high school, when they won in 1990, I was a freshman in high school. I didn't see a lot of guys coming in. There was a lot of bandwagon Niner fans that turned into Cowboys fans a couple years later, but they never jumped on that Giants bandwagon. So I don't know about the Giants. The Yankees definitely, and when the Mets do it again,
of course. Of course.
When they never do it, forget about it.
Yeah, but no. But I don't want anybody to misinterpret what I said. It's not like I'm like I respect bandwagon fans. I don't. But my point is that when you get bandwagon fans, it means the team's doing well.
Right.
So in a way, I'm kind of like I'm glad that we have bandwagon fans because that means that we have a bandwagon. There's a reason to come and jump on the team. I don't respect their fanhood nearly as much as you guys. We go through the torture. We have to watch this team, analyze this team, talk about this team week in, week out through the mud. There's some people that just can't handle rooting for a bad team, and they don't love this team as much as we do.
No, it is what it is.
Yeah.
Zion Zenith, thank you for the super chat. Brilly says, get past JPP, then what? LOL. Tim of A34, Giants 17. DJ needs to improve fast. If he goes, keep an eye out for Justin Fields out of Ohio State and watch him rise. A lot of people are high on Justin Fields. Again, I don't trust quarterbacks out of that school, so I'm not going to get on board with it. He may be great. Ohio State's got to produce a good one of these days.
Yeah.
But until it happens, just like USC, just like Florida, I can't get on board. Not yet.
Yeah, listen, I haven't even done enough research on these guys. I've seen highlights. I've seen some game film, and we'll see. I know people look at the stats and they look at the highlights and they say Justin Fields is amazing. People said the same thing about Dwayne Haskins. He had 50 touchdowns and 7 picks, I think it was, with Ohio State. And look where he is now. So maybe he is that guy. Maybe he isn't. We're going to have to wait and see how the New York Giants feel about it.
There was another one. Cardale Jones. There's been
so many guys that put up gaudy college numbers. That means nothing when it comes to the NFL. And I'm not saying he can't be great. Very well could be.
Right, like when I got to go up on the guy last week when he told me about how Jalen Hurts had 80 touchdowns, and I said, go look at Graham Harrell or Colt Brennan's numbers in college, and neither one of them did anything in the NFL. Even Colt McCoy. I mean, there's a bunch of guys that put up great numbers in college. It has a lot to do with the system you play in, your opponents, everything else. Yeah. When you have superior talent around you, like Haskins did at Ohio State, when he had 6 other NFL players on his offense. Of course he's going to look good in college. But then you get into the NFL, and you're usually going to go to a bad team, and you're going to play against superior competition. And that's when you really get tested. That's what we're finding out about Daniel Jones. If Daniel Jones can get through this whole crap, if nothing else, this has to build character for Daniel Jones. And if he can rebound when we do have a full offseason, when we do get some more talent here, it's these years that are really going to mold him into what he is. This is a test for him. So if he can get out of this and become a successful quarterback, he should be successful for the rest of his career. But
like Eli Manning.
Exactly. But Eli Manning came into better teams.
Much better team.
Trash.
Much better team.
Faster Blade, thank you for becoming a member, man. Really appreciate it, brother. Really, Faster Blade. Welcome to the Dog Pound. Where my Dog Pound members at? Welcome, Faster Blade, into the Dog Pound. Really appreciate it, man. And Trash Can Dan, thank you for the super chat. Really. He says, I have 38 turnovers in the first 20 games. Second most ever. Trash Can Dan.
That's sad. I don't know what else to say about that. That's not a good stat. Hopefully he can turn it around. That's all I'm going to say. And you're not going to hear, you've never heard me label him the Messiah. All I say is I want to give him an opportunity, and I don't think he's gotten a full evaluation yet. And that's what I'll continue to say. I'm not giving up on him yet.
Hopefully he throws 38 touchdowns in his next 20 games.
That'd be nice.
That'd be good. Zion Zenith, thank you for the super chat. Really, he says, no trust. I drafted him in Madden. Good stuff. That is a little different.
A little bit different than right. What's going on, Muhammad, man? Thanks for popping in the stream, man.
Yeah, what's going on, Muhammad? Yes. If they suspend Danny, what if they win? Well, they wouldn't suspend him for long. Maybe
he's not going to miss the whole game.
Yeah.
He's not going to miss the whole game. If anything, it'll be a dry first quarter at most.
Yeah. JMA says I'm sending JVP a box of fireworks. Not a bad idea. Get his head a little bit.
Yeah. Maybe he'll miss another. Maybe he'll be down to 3 fingers by the start of the game.
Goat says, I wish DJ was like how Fisk described him. I think all Giants fans wish DJ was as Fisk describes him.
Yeah, that would mean we have Peyton Manning.
With legs.
So I think all Giants fans want to hear that and want to believe that, but I don't think a lot of people that say that actually watch Peyton Manning play.
Yeah. Keep DJ my dynasty. I made bad choices. Oh man, world's heavyweight. I'll tell you what. I'm not in fantasy football anymore. I got out of the leagues I was in just because. I'll be honest, I just got bored with it. But yeah, I did the same thing. I was in a keeper league and I drafted Daniel Jones in the 13th round his rookie year because when you got to keep him, you'd only have to give up 2 picks ahead of where you drafted him. So like the year after, we had to give up an 11th pick for Daniel Jones. And last year, the way he played as a rookie, you're thinking, wow.
He was ranked like in the top 15 in fantasy quarterbacks this year.
Pretty good.
Going in.
Yeah. So he struggled. The struggles. And again, my biggest contention with Daniel Jones is just the bad mistakes. That's my contention with him. Other than that, I'm not going to get on him for I'm not going to get on him for the Evan Ingram interception. That's not his fault.
We saw that with Eli all the time.
Right. I'm not going to get on him for that. It's when he turns the ball over in the red zone 3 times. That's an issue. And he's forcing the ball to Evan Ingram before the half. He did that a couple times.
The thing that bothers me, the thing that's annoying with Daniel Jones is he shows you greatness. Like he's had like 3 97-yard drives this year. Not all of them resulted in touchdowns, but he's had, I think, 3 over 90 yards. Maybe I'm wrong on that. Definitely the Steelers game, definitely last game against the Eagles, and I think there was another one mixed in as well. And that we don't see that. Not every quarterback could do that. So you see where you're like, yeah, this guy could be the guy. And then he makes boneheaded decisions. So, but he's a young quarterback. It's growing pains. You go through that, and you have to hope that he overcomes it.
Yeah. I've said this at the beginning of the year, and I say it throughout the year. All I wanted to see from him was improvement, and I haven't seen it. So that's worrisome to me. Again, he's young. Again, I understand all the circumstances around his poor play, but at the end of the day, he needs to be better too. And I can't just blame everybody else and not give him a lot of the blame. He's the quarterback. He's the one with the ball. He's the one making the decisions. He makes bad decisions at times. He's got to clean that up. That's all I want to see. That's all I'm asking. I just want to see improvement. That's it.
Yeah. I agree.
Mikey, man, he says, yo, Baddog, what's up? I'm watching you and love your thoughts. You are a true football fan. Keep up the great work. Mikey, thank you, brother. I appreciate that. Some people don't think I'm a true football fan because I tear the Giants a new one when I feel it's deserved. But I've always said this. This is the way I root for the team. I'm not an expert. I'm not a professional. I don't want to be a professional. I think part of the charm of my channel is I'm not trying to give you analytics. So I give you my thoughts and things, and you see absolute raw emotion from me. That is just who I am. That's, like I said, the only difference between me now and me 5 years ago, well, 8 years ago, whatever, is I'm doing it in front of a camera now. But ask my wife, ask any of my friends. The Giants, when they play, I'm like that with every play. Just
yeah. I mean, it is. I mean, you're a fan, man. At the end of the day,
and it's Tainah talking drugs. Thank you for the super chat. Really, man. I really appreciate that.
Yeah, that's my new channel. I'm starting it this week, apparently.
I like that.
Go over there and check it out. The
Up
Up
Tainah.
Yeah. So we're gonna get into drugs soon. I miss having big plays on. Yeah, Simon, and Eli definitely had big plays. I don't think that all falls on Daniel Jones though. We don't have outside of Darius Slayton. We don't really have a guy that could create huge plays, and we've seen one or two from Ingram.
But he doesn't finish them. That's Evan Ingram.
Yeah, but we don't have Odell Beckham. Barkley's hurt. We don't have that the Victor Cruz. We don't have that type of threat on this football team right now. So and the offensive line sucks. It's hard to have big plays when you can't hold up blocks. It's getting better, but it's still not near where it needs to be.
Roldy, I listen. I understand. Roldy and I told you, Roldy, we're brothers from another mother. I think it has something to do with our age. I think the older crowd came from a different era, and I just think we're not just harder on players. I just think we're harder on people in general because I'm able to take. I mean, we took criticism growing up. It's just part of it that you're not really supposed to criticize anybody nowadays. You hurt feelings, but it is what it is. I was just kind of a thick skin. That's what it is. These players don't hear what the hell I'm saying. I'm just listen. There's millions of people out there that have the same damn opinion I do. They just don't put it out there.
At the end of the day, it's like anything in life. Everybody's got different opinions.
Of course.
And as long as you respect people's opinions, we don't always agree. We agree a lot of the times. We don't always agree. I'm willing to listen to anybody's opinion. And I'm going to say when I think obviously when you have an opinion, you think you're right, but I'm always going to try to take bits and pieces and try to understand other people's opinions. And sometimes we just go about it a different way, the way that we think about the football team. Yeah. That's the way it should be.
Mike Sipp says, Baddog versus Chris, bench press. Who wins?
Baddog. I don't even have to think about that. Baddog.
Take that one there.
Even when I was at my strongest, Baddog. I think the most I've ever benched was about 240 3 times. So
most I've ever benched was 335. That was once. But I will say this: when you do the thing, I forgot when Andrew Thomas benched 225. It was like 20 times. My best was 16 times, and I only weigh 185 pounds. Well, I think back then I was closer to 210, 215, somewhere in there. But I was able to do that 16 times. That's the most I've ever done. I don't bench like that anymore. I use dumbbells now. I don't use the barbell anymore. It hurts my shoulder. That's just part of getting old. Duchess, thank you for the super chat. Brilly coming into the draft. Jones was a second-round talent because he's inconsistent, holds on to the ball too long, can't sense pressure. If I'm the Giants, I'd move on. They're not wrong. There's a lot of knocks on him coming out. I mean, I don't think that there's one person that – well, Q-Dog, right?
Q-Dog 3 months ahead of time. Yeah. He's the only guy that I could remember. And there might have been some guys that would, before might have said they're okay with it. He was very outspoken for wanting Daniel Jones.
No. I know he likes him, but what I'm saying is, did anybody actually think?
Yeah, he did.
Oh, he did. He did. Okay, I thought he said that he did.
Yeah, he's the only one of my subscribers, at least, that I remember consistently saying that. Listen, man, Daniel Jones shows spurts of having first-round ability, but overall, yeah, he has not shown that he's worthy of the 6th overall selection. And a lot of that has to do with the fact that they have a crappy team around him, but he's got to get a lot better. There's not much more to say about it. He's got to get a lot better. And because he was, picked that high, the expectations were probably higher than they should have been.
Yeah, when you're the 6th overall pick in the draft, you can't just show flashes. You have to consistently be great. You can't just show flashes of, I can be good. This is what I can show, and then have terrible games, as consistently as he does, or turn the ball over as consistently as he does. Like, that can't happen. Mm-hmm. It has to be consistent on a high level at a 6th overall pick. And Chris and I talked about this, and we've said this about Dak Prescott. If Dak Prescott put up the numbers Daniel Jones has, you could excuse it because he was a 4th-round pick.
Yeah.
But as a 6th overall pick, it's hard to excuse that because you picking that high, you're expecting this guy to come in and change the franchise immediately. You expect, especially a quarterback that high, you expect him to come in, shoulder to load, and turn it around by himself. That is what is expected of a quarterback that goes that high. It doesn't always work out that way. Cleveland, that's why they expected that out of Sam Darnold. It hasn't worked out. Cleveland's got a lot more talent than the Jets and Giants do.
A lot more talent.
But that's what they expected of these quarterbacks. They expected to come in, Peyton Manning, Andrew Luck,
Andrew Luck, there's a franchise quarterback. That guy had nothing on that football team. The year before, they won one game when Peyton Manning went down. So it went to show, or whatever it was. They had the first pick. So and that team had nothing on that team, and they had a horrible offensive line when he came in. He brought that team to the playoffs in his first year. So, but there's not a lot of quarterbacks like that.
I don't talk about Trevor Lawrence because
there's not a lot of quarterbacks like that.
There's not.
Yeah.
Dickhead Dining, thank you for the super chat. Really, man, really appreciate it. Duchess, thank you for the super chat. Really, in the long run, it's actually worse to hold on to a guy for too long. Are you paying him $35 million in 2 years? If I'm the Giants, to take a quarterback in this draft. Well, that's been my contention, Duchess, is Giants fans want to pay this guy like a franchise quarterback in 2 years.
Here's what I'm going to say, and I completely, Duchess, and I know you watch my channel because you come into my streams too.
Yeah, she's always here. Cowboys.
I have been very outspoken of not extending quarterbacks on any football team unless they're an elite level talent, top 5 talent in the league, because I just think that, and I know that it's hard to find franchise quarterbacks, but unless they win you a Super Bowl, then you got to do it. You got to bite the bullet. But to pay a guy 20% of your salary cap, it's almost impossible for any team to carry the team. So I completely get your point. But by the same token, Duchess, if I go out, first off, I got to be completely committed to the quarterback, like I keep saying. The other thing I'm going to say is you only have a 5-year window on a rookie contract for a quarterback. Do you want to waste the first year on a crappy situation, which is exactly what they'd be doing if you went out there and drafted another quarterback this year? Because you didn't use that to bring in an elite talent at another position to help out the quarterback. So from my line of thinking, in a perfect world, if we don't have the first pick, because people seem to think Trevor Lawrence could be Andrew Luck, I'd rather continue to build this team. And that way, year one, if Daniel Jones is not the guy in 2022, you take that quarterback or you bring in a free agent, a stopgap, whatever, they inherit that situation and you get the most out of that rookie contract rather than, and who knows, if he comes in, say we draft a rookie and he inherits the same crappy situation, bad wide receivers, an offensive line that's not there yet. Who's to say they don't change offensive coordinators again and change the head coach again? And then you put that quarterback in the same situation that you put Daniel Jones in. He's then got to learn a completely new offense year 2. He's got a completely new head coach year 2. It spells disaster. So I'd rather get this team situated before I go out there and bring in another quarterback.
Dak Prescott. The Dallas Cowboys are picking 6th overall in this draft. Do they sign Dak? What does Dallas do with Dak?
The thing with Dak is obviously he's coming off the injury, and if they feel like they love Justin Fields, they feel like he'd be a franchise quarterback.
No. I'm saying if they don't get one of those 3 guys.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
they probably franchise Dak again.
So they're picking 6th.
They probably franchise Dak again. I bet you they franchise him a second time.
Well, no, I'm saying that there's no. Would you think Dallas should give him a long-term deal?
I wouldn't. Not off an injury like that. I wouldn't have done it before the injury.
I'm just curious.
Yeah, that's just my opinion. Yeah.
Duchess, thank you again for the super chat. Really appreciate it. Really says in terms of quarterbacks draft, Lawrence is overrated. Lance has a higher ceiling. Fields better reading defenses. I'd take a look at what Joel Klatt says. Again, Duchess, I am not a professional. I'm not a scout. That's why I'm on YouTube. Okay, it is what it is. I've watched Justin Fields. Looks, like I said, looks fantastic at Ohio State. So does Dwayne Haskins. So did Terrell Pryor. But they don't. Tim Tebow looked great at Florida, but that doesn't always translate. I've not watched Trey Lance. Again, I don't know enough about him, so I can't put him there. I've heard that he has a higher ceiling. I've heard great things about him. I have to pay attention. But I watched Trevor Lawrence play since he was a freshman, and I absolutely love Trevor Lawrence. I don't think Trevor Lawrence can miss. I don't.
I think anybody can miss, but I think he's less likely to miss than most quarterback prospects. Yeah.
Al Bat says it's about ownership. Tish is filming a B-rated, fully clothed porn somewhere, and Mara is stuck in the lunchroom with his arms stuck in the vending machine. Both owners can't be. Oh, Al, you the man. Mike Maria, thank you for the super chat. Brilly. I hoop. I love that logo.
Yeah, that is pretty cool.
I like that. DJ does get somewhat of a pass because he's learning a system and no preseason surrounded by garbage. But Justin Herbert, surrounded by not really good team.
Justin Herbert does have a lot more talent than we do, though.
Yes, Keenan Allen, but I don't know how great other than that. I mean, obviously.
The Chargers did go to the playoffs 2 years ago, and they were like 12-4 or something like that. They were really good.
But
I'm not saying he's got a great situation. I think he's got a better situation.
well, they wouldn't be taking 6th if they were any good. And Philip
Well,
Rivers,
they had injuries, and Rivers sucked.
Yeah, and Joe Burrow don't have a lot of talent in Cincinnati.
No, he's not winning games, but he's putting up numbers.
Right.
Yeah.
And we'll see. Tua, I don't know how great. Miami's not bad. We're going to see what Tua does.
Yeah.
But I can't. The thing is, I can't give these guys they all had no preseason, all of them. So I can't get on those. They all had that same situation. That wasn't just Daniel Jones. Not like Daniel Jones was hurt and couldn't practice in a preseason. None of them had it. So I can't make that excuse for him. He's not making the mistakes he's making because of no preseason. He's just making it because of bad judgment, in my opinion.
Well, Roldy, I'm not making excuses for Daniel Jones. I'm simply stating that I don't think Justin Herbert has a bad situation. I think Mike Williams is a good wide receiver. I think Keenan Allen's a very good wide receiver. I think Hunter Henry's an above-average tight end. I think he's got weapons on that football team. I'm simply stating I don't think he's in a horrible situation. I think the Chargers gave him a good situation to be successful. I'm not even talking about Daniel Jones.
He's good, though.
He is good. Justin Herbert's good.
Hey, both you and I talked about Justin Herbert when we started this show 2 years ago. So we're both on board of that.
Yeah.
Demon, thank you for the super chat. Brilly says we won't take a quarterback in the draft, in my opinion. 2021 is DJ's year to prove himself. He has to prove he's the guy. If he doesn't step up in 2021, he's out, in my opinion. And I agree, Demon. And like I said, unless we're picking number 1 overall, I don't think we go quarterback. I just don't think you can pass on Trevor Lawrence if he's there. We're probably not picking first. We're going to win. We're going to win it. Listen, we're going to beat Dallas. Dallas stinks. We're probably going to beat them the last game of the season. We're probably going to beat Washington again. We just beat them all the damn time. And we're probably going to find a way to win 3 games. We're probably going to pick 5th or 6th again. We're not going to get a quarterback. I agree.
I think 2021 is going to be Daniel Jones' put up or shut up year. That's my prediction. I think the Giants are going to do everything they can to help him, and then he's going to have to prove it. He's not going to have excuses at that point. That's my prediction. That's what I think is going to happen.
Yeah. Josh Valencia, thank you for the super chat. Brilly says it's Tua time, and he brought you a Dolphin.
I always appreciate the Dolphins. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. And Rolly says, I think you're trying to find ways to justify why Jones isn't playing well. No, I'm not. I'm saying Dan Jones isn't playing well. I'm saying he's a young quarterback. Young quarterbacks tend not to play well. It's why I'm giving him more than 18 or 19 starts, whatever he's had. I'm not telling you he's played great. He hasn't. He's got 5 touchdowns and 8 picks. I think he was given a crappy situation, and I don't think, and I never thought, and it's why I flipped out on draft night, he was a quarterback that could overcome a crappy situation. But most quarterbacks can't. I never thought he was a Peyton Manning level talent. You'll never hear that out of my mouth. I never thought he was. I never even thought he was a top 7 or 8 level talent quarterback. No, I never thought he would be that.
That's why we were so mad.
You've never heard me once say that Daniel Jones was better than any quarterback. He's a guy that I think if he has the right tools around him can be a good quarterback. That's what I've always said. I've been consistent with that.
I have said I said he'd be better than Mitch Trubisky.
Well, he probably is better than
I said he'd be better than Sam Darnold. No, I think he is better than
That's Sam. About a coin flip right now.
And I said he'd be better than Dak. That hasn't happened
yet. Yeah.
Hoping I'm right on that. What was it? Oh, but we got almost 500 people in here, guys. Again, I really, really appreciate you hanging out. It means so much to us. That such a great crowd and such a bad team. I mean, that just tells you, again, how loyal Giants fans are. So really appreciate it. If you haven't done so, please hit that thumbs up. It does help out the stream, and it's free to do. So please do that. Make sure you subscribe to the channel and ring the bell here. But more importantly, make sure you go into the description. LinkedIn Entertainment Talkin Sports is in there. Sub them up. We do this show every week. We alternate channels. We also stream the Giants game together every week and alternate channels. Monday night, the game will be on this channel. So you're going to come in there, tune in, watch us lose our minds as we normally do. And then, of course, next week, the show will be on Chris's channel, and the Washington game will be on his channel as well. So, again, please subscribe to both channels, ring the bell, watch the videos, and thank you so much for all your support. It means the world to us because, again, we don't have a Talkin' Giants show without all you guys and girls. So thank you very much, everybody.
Appreciate everybody being here.
Gents, not just Giants fans, Eagles fans. Johnny Laterno, thank you for the super chat. Really says, stand up and Stella. Baddog, you're so devastated from losing my Eagles, you're grasping. Got away with the NFC East comment, but you all the best. I don't know what he was saying there.
No, I think he means your video where you said that we were the best team.
Listen, I still think we're the best team in this division. That's fact. We should have beat you. We should have beat Dallas. We should be 3-4 right now in first place.
Yeah, I don't think that, but I understand why. I understand what you're saying.
I still think we're the best team in this division. I do. I still do. And especially going forward, I think the Giants have the brightest future in this division. That's no BS. I really do. I believe that with all my heart that this team will be better than these other teams in a couple of years.
I agree with that. I shouldn't say will be. We definitely could be.
We will be.
I hope so. I think we definitely could be. I think there's reasons for optimism for the future. I'll say that.
69 Lucky, my man. Thank you for becoming a member, brother. Really appreciate it. 69 Lucky. Welcome to the Dog Pound. Yo, where my Dog Pound members at? Welcome to 69 Lucky into the Dog Pound. Thank you, man. Really appreciate that. Mike Maria, thank you for the super chat. Really says, I think the Giants get to the playoffs. I think they can beat the Cowboys, Redskins, Bengals, and the Eagles. And do you think credit will go to DJ? Well, if he plays well, absolutely.
For them to make the playoffs, DJ's going to have to play well. So, yeah, if they make the playoffs, yeah, it's not like we have a defense like the 85 Bears that's going to be able to carry us. So, yeah, he's going to have to play well for us to win games.
So, one thing I'd say, I felt like he played very well against the Eagles.
It's his best game of the year.
And all I can hope for is that he builds on that. Because I'm telling you, that 97-yard drive was absolute perfection.
It was like the Steelers game. Only the Steelers game, he threw the pick on the 2-yard line. But
right.
he had I thought the Steelers game he played. I think there's been 2 games this year where he's played really well. And he had unfortunate turnovers in the Steelers game. But I thought he looked well in that game. Outside of those 2 games, he's been mediocre at best.
I agree. But the last game, I felt like he played. Hopefully he can build on it. And again, I never think we're beating the Eagles. I know we always lose on some stupid crap. We did again. But I'm telling you, that was the best I think I'd ever felt about actually closing out a game when we had that long drive and finished it with 7. I thought to myself, wow. And the defense had shut them down all night. I'm thinking to myself, wow, we're going to actually win this game. And then as soon as he threw that pass to, what was that, Isaiah Hightower that caught that pass for 70 yards, got me on the – I'm like, here we freaking go again. They scored in like a minute. But then even so, when we started, I was like, this is what we got to do.
Well, then you saw them running the football effectively and – with Gallman, and you thought they were going to be able to close out the game. Yeah.
Again, we just lose on the dumbest crap ever, but hopefully he turns it around. And not only did I thought he passed the ball well in that game.
He did.
He had the 80-yard run. He could have had a 90-yard touchdown, but it is what it is. I mean,
we still scored.
Right, we still scored. But I'm saying, not only did he have a big run, like everyone's talking about all his duties, like he's one of the leading rushers for quarterbacks, which is a bonus, but he should be passing better. He's a quarterback. I felt like he definitely played his best game all around against the Eagles. And hopefully it's going to be tougher against Tampa. Their defense is tougher. But hopefully he can build on it and plays just as well. He's going to need to step up. Like Chris said, if we're gonna beat these teams, he's going to have to play well. There's no doubt about it.
Period.
Mike Francesa, thank you for the super chat. Really says he changed his Stop it. Bill Parcells and I were there from day one, and the Giants have been doing this all wrong. Jason Giambi is
he loves Jason Giambi. He also loves Bronson Arroyo. I remember that. He was a big Arroyo guy, Mike Francesa.
He also loves when somebody asks me if Vince Lombardi should come back and coach the Knicks. That was a great one. That was one of my favorite. You waited an hour to ask you if Steve's coach should coach the Knicks? And the guy said, I didn't know he was dead.
I saw somebody. I lost it, but somebody asked you to ask me my opinion on Carson Wentz. I still think Carson Wentz is a good quarterback. I think he's been given a horrible situation. I think his offensive line sucks, and he struggled because of it. I think he's injury prone, but I still think he's a very good quarterback.
Yeah. Jason Urban said, "Did Chris like the 2017 Giants?" I'm sure he did. I'm sure he didn't, but I'm sure he was rooting for them.
Well, I mean, I always root for the Giants. The 2017 Giants, since I've been watching the team, is the most disappointing year I think I've ever watched this football team. They were coming off their first playoff appearance in forever, and you thought they only improved the team by going out there and adding weapons with Marshall and Ingram. They were the best defense in football the last 8 games of that season. We all thought at least playoffs the following year, and then they ended up winning 3 games. So that was the most.
They all got hurt.
They all got hurt. Tons of injuries. But, yeah, I thought that was for sure going to be at least a good season. Maybe not great, but at least a good season. That's probably the most disappointing year since I've been watching this team.
I know people don't want to hear this, but it might be 7 years before he win a Super Bowl. I'm going to tell you why. See, I was born in '76. Giants had the worst season in their history in '76. I believe they were 2-12. I think they started off 0-9 that year. They were god awful. The worst team they've ever had. The year I was born.
Mm-hmm.
My son was born in 2017. The first time ever in Giants history they lost 13 games in the season. Right. So the Giants have been bad. They were bad in 77, 78, 79. They've been bad every year. My kid was born. 1981, they made the playoffs. So in 2022, we're going to get a Lawrence Taylor type of player in here that changes everything around. We're going to make the playoffs. Then we're going to struggle for a couple of years. And then in what he's going to be, so 2025 we'll be in the playoffs. 2026 we'll be in the playoffs. 2027 mark down the Super Bowl. It's coming full circle. That's what I'm trying.
I love the optimism. I love the mathematical approach. I've been doing the same thing as a Met fan forever. I've tried to find patterns. It doesn't work. I've said 69, 86, 17 years later, it's going to be 2004, whatever it was. Didn't happen then. And then, we just need to win a Super Bowl, Baddog. And maybe it will be 2027. Hopefully it's before then.
Yes, that'd be great. How about we just win some games? That'd be great, too. The Phillies Ace, thank you for the super chat. Brilly says, Baddog, until you beat my Eagles. That's a ludicrous comment. But having that with our schedule, Giants could possibly win the division, so I understand. We had you beat. Evan Ingram dropped the ball. Everything was there to beat you. We just –
I listen, I'm going to agree with John. I'm not going to say it's a ludicrous statement, but I'm going to agree with John, and I hate to admit that. But I'm a guy that I need to see proof before I could say it. The Giants have not beaten the Eagles in 20 years, and they continue to beat us. So I am not going to put the cart before the horse. Beat the Eagles. Show me you could beat the Eagles. Show me you could close out a football game, and then maybe I'll start to think that.
Show Evan Ingram close out a damn football game.
But Evan Ingram's on the New York Giants.
Well, he shouldn't be. He should have freaking left his ass in Philadelphia, wherever the hell they were. I don't even care. Leave him on a corner. They should actually on the flight home. They should have made him parachute right the hell out. Made sure the damn thing didn't open. Stupid Evan Ingram. It wouldn't have mattered. His hand would have slipped off the ripcord anyway. It wouldn't even been their fault. Mike Maria, thank you for the super chat. I really appreciate it, my man. He says, Jones is the most pressured quarterback in the league. He has 7 drops. And do you think Bradbury will be an all-pro? Also, was Peppers' trade worth it?
Well, the Peppers trade was the Beckham trade. And, I mean, at this point, you certainly can't say we lost it. I mean, Beckham, I looked it up. Beckham in his last 17 games, even before the injury, didn't have a 100-yard game with the Cleveland Browns. And now he's had his 3rd major injury, which nobody roots for, and you can't predict that. But he wasn't the same receiver since the 2nd injury. Nope. But you could definitely argue we didn't win it because we didn't get great. I think in terms of what we got, we won, but then we didn't hit on those draft picks. So in terms of the value, we won. But Jimenez doesn't look to be much. Lawrence is good. So I'm not going to say we killed it in that trade, but we definitely didn't get killed either. That's for damn sure.
Bluebird, thank you for the super chat. Really appreciate it. Brilly says, go Giants. Always go Giants. Always go Giants, as rough as it has been. But
what's going on, Bluebird?
Benjamin says, with the Lakers and Dodgers winning their championship this year, I got to tell you, I've been releasing a lot of loads as of late. As well, you should. I mean, when the Yankees and Giants are winning championships, it seemed like every year from the, 1990 through 2007. I remember those loads. It was great. Through 2011, really, the Yankees won in 09, Giants won in 11. Yeah, it was good. Giants won in 07. It was great. Yeah. 96, 99, or 96, 98, 99, 2000. Giants won the Super Bowl in 2000. Giants won the Super Bowl in 2007. Yankees won the playoffs every freaking year. Yankees won in 09. Giants won in 2011. Yeah, it was great. For 20 years, it was great to be a Yankees and Giants fan. And
I'm sure, yeah. It's tough to be a New York fan in general.
It is.
Yeah.
Twanista, thank you for the super chat. Really appreciate it. Says big fan. Can't wait for the Lakers to play again. Twanista, January 18th. Laker Dog will be back.
That's the first because I heard Christmas now.
Oh, they're moving it up?
I heard rumors that it could be Christmas.
Whenever they come back, I'll be back.
Yeah.
Whether some people like that or no, it's my channel. I'll be back.
Laker
Dog be back. People like Laker Talk.
Do what you want. Yeah.
We'll have to do it. Demon L, thank you for the super chat. Appreciate it so much. Brilly, my man says, I'm out. Love y'all. Big Blue family is the best family. Got my Jameson for Monday night. Baddog. He told me in the comment section, he said, I've already called out for Tuesday because I feel like I'm going to drink a bottle of Jameson. He says, I ain't going to lie to you. Have a good night, fellers. Peace. Demon, you the man. Thanks.
Have a great night, Demon, man. Thank you for all the love on both of our channels.
Absolutely. Really appreciate it. Manuel Hika, thank you for the super chat. Brilly says, sorry if you've covered this already. I just got on. I haven't liked the O so far, but if Garrett leaves 3 systems in 3 years to start DJ's career.
Can't happen. In my opinion.
Come back.
Can't happen. If Dan Jones stays on as a quarterback, you can't bring in another OC.
No.
Can't do it.
I think Garrett will be back. I don't think – listen, the Giants' offense has not been anything to write home about. I don't think people are going to come knocking on Jason Garrett's door for a head coaching position.
No.
And I don't think that they're going to get – I can't imagine them firing this coaching staff. Even with a new GM, I can't see that happening, which, I read an article, I forgot who it was. I don't know if it was Renan or somebody else said if the Giants haven't talked about firing Gettleman, not that they would, but they said if the Giants stay competitive in all these games, he's probably coming back no matter how bad the record is.
You got to keep Garrett on, in my opinion. Like you said, the coaching staff in general, especially with all the challenges they had this offseason, you got to give them another year. Unless they get other jobs. But like you said, if the Giants win 3 games, I don't see people knocking down their door.
Maybe Graham. Graham's done a good job.
That's the only one that's possible.
Mike Maria, thank you again for the super chat, brother. Brilly says, does Jones have the ability to be a top 5 quarterback? No, I don't think so. I've said top 10. I thought he'd be top 10 this year. Top 10, I believe in my heart of hearts he does have that ability.
Here's what I'll say. I think he could put up the numbers of a top 5 quarterback because Ryan Tannehill's doing it right now. So Ryan Tannehill had like 13 touchdowns and 2 picks with like a 115 QB rating. He's in a great situation. Do I think he's ever going to be a top 5 talented quarterback? No, never thought that, and I don't think I ever will. I could watch him. He doesn't pass the eye test of other quarterbacks that I watch. He's not that level. He could be good. I don't think he'd be that good.
He's not as good as Herbert. He don't have Herbert's skill set.
Yeah. But you put him in a situation like Tannehill, I think he could deliver stats.
Yeah, like I said, I personally believe he could be a top 10 quarterback. I've always said that. I think if he's at his best, that he may be 9th to 10th best quarterback. I do think that's possible because I think Alex Smith was there in his best days, and this is exactly who I think Daniel Jones can be. I feel like they're very similar. It's just Daniel Jones has this turnover problem right now, and Alex Smith was always cautious with the ball. But I felt like their skills were similar. Yeah. Lax, thank you for the super chat. Appreciate it, brother. Brilly says, Tainah, how happy are you about the Cohen sale going through? You did a video on it today.
I couldn't contain myself.
He released a lot of loads.
You guys think, and a lot of Giants fans are not Met fans, but if you guys think it's been tough to be a New York Giant fan the last 6 years or whatever it's been, times that by 10. I mean, with the heartbreaking losses I've endured, with the horrible ownership that the New York Mets have had, they make the Mariners look like, the Patriots. I mean, yeah, the Steinbrenners. I mean, the ownership with the Mets has been horrible. Now they're bringing in a guy that's worth $14 billion. The next closest is $4 billion. He's worth more than the 3 richest owners right now combined in baseball. I'm excited as a Mets fan. It's a sport with no salary cap. We're going to spend, and I think we're going to be a consistent winner. I'm not saying we're going to win World Series. I don't know that. That takes a lot of luck, but I think the Mets are going to be consistently in the thick of it for the next decade. That's what I believe. So I'm excited as a Mets fan. I think all Mets fans should be.
The one thing I can say about this, being a Yankee fan and knowing about spending a lot of money, the misnomer about the Yankees is that they bought their championships. And anybody that actually pays attention to baseball knows that that's not true. The Yankees actually started to lose when they started to pay for all these high-priced free agents.
Mm-hmm.
The Yankees built through the draft, okay? 96, 98, 99, 2000. The core 4, the core 5, whatever you want to call it.
I agree.
Your Bernie Williams, your Derek Jeters, your Mariano Rivera's, your Jorge Pettit's, they were all Yankees. Robinson Cano was a Yankee. Most of our great talent was brought here. And then we brought in secondary players like Scott Brocious. We traded for Tino Martinez.
Paul O'Neill.
We traded for Paul O'Neill. We did not spend all this money on those guys.
But here's what I'm going to say.
We playing for Giambi and Messina and A-Rod.
You were still good, but you weren't winning World Series.
Right. So I'm just saying you can't necessarily buy it. Worked in
but here's what I'm going to say. These are the 2 things that I've had to sit back and watch the Yankees be able to do, and why I've been jealous as a Mets fan since I've been watching the team. And it has very little – I mean, it's nice to be able to bring in top-tier free agents, of course, to have that ability. The New York Yankees have been afforded 2 things that the Mets have not. If Jose Reyes is a Yankee, he never leaves the team. They sign him. They keep their players
because they can afford to keep the players
because they have the money to do so. And in addition to that, they can afford to make mistakes. They could go out there and sign somebody, and if they miss, it doesn't cripple the team.
That's true. Randy Johnson, Kevin Brown happened. Yeah.
New York Mets go out there, sign Jason Bay, cripple the team for 5 years. So to have that cushion,
he would have been one of the greatest Yankees ever.
Probably. But to be able to have that cushion now to make mistakes because we have a bigger wallet is a huge thing.
Well, we're going to get in a bidding war on Trevor Bauer. We're going to see it. I really do believe that's going to happen.
I agree with you. JT
Realmuto, not so much. He's already pretty much said he don't want to play for New York.
Yeah.
Yeah, like Chris said. You know
what I'll say about JT Realmuto, though? Money talks. And
they can say whatever they want.
Carlos Beltran said he didn't want to play for the Mets. He ended up on the Mets because the Mets offered him more money than anybody else.
For the Yankees, I remember that one too.
He wanted to be a Yankee. Yeah.
But that's the thing. Like Chris said, money talks. And I did watch a video, and like Chris said, once the Yankees, now this is going to be a normal season, hopefully. Once it starts to get close, we'll start doing Yankee videos. There's already talk about Sanchez not coming back here. I'll be the first one to make a video on that. If they get rid of him, I'll be so freaking happy. Andrew, thank you for the super chat. Really, go for like another 5 minutes or so, guys. So if we have the second pick, Fields or Sewell or someone else, trade back.
I would prefer to trade back if we have the second
pick. Somebody will trade for Fields.
Yeah, if we're not going quarterback, I think you trade back there.
And take Sewell later.
Or to whoever, but get more assets.
Bobby, Butcher's Black and Patriots Talk. Great channel over there, guys. Subscribe to that if you're not a big Boston fan, but one of the coolest guys you'll ever meet. Really appreciates this. From an outsider's perspective, asking Jones to carry the Giants is a phenomenal task. A floundering O-line, no receivers or tight end. Jones needs help. Oh, he does.
You're right.
He definitely needs help.
And a new scheme on top of it to boot. And Barkley's down. So, yeah, no, he's definitely put in a really bad situation.
M6 says, I heard Bauer and Cole are not friends. So that's probably because Bauer was ripping the Astros for cheap.
I'm going to continue to say it. Money talks. I mean, nobody ever thought Johnny Damon would leave Boston for the Yankees. The caveman? Are you kidding me? Money talks.
He was one of the few Red Sox came over and did well for us.
Did great for you guys.
He was more than good Red Sox.
Yeah, but money talks. At the end of the day, these players could say what they want. If the New York Mets offer another year than anybody else for JT Realmuto, he's going to be a New York Met. Alex Rodriguez wanted to be a Met. Texas offered more money. He went to the Texas Rangers. Right. So money talks.
And then he ended up being a Yankee.
It's
always good. It's always good. Name the best NFL quarterback from Ohio State in the last 20 years. Yeah, there isn't one. Dwayne Haskins. Terrell Pryor ended up being a wide receiver. It's got to be Haskins. I can't even think of another Ohio State quarterback that came out and played. Bobby Hoying?
Yeah, no, I can't think of a good Ohio State quarterback. I don't think there has been any in recent history, at least.
I see Asia's in here. What's going on, Asia? How you doing, my lady? Always good to see Asia. She actually works at Citi Field, so it's always good to see her. Money does talk. Yeah, it talks.
Name a good Alabama quarterback. Joe Namath.
Kenny Stabler.
Yeah, so there's a couple.
Mark Starr, Alabama quarterback.
There's a few. Couple of Hall of Famers there. That's not bad.
There's a rookie card I wish I bought was Bart Starr. Now I can't afford it.
Let's see what we got here. I remember the Players Union made A-Rod turn down the Red Sox. Yeah, well,
that's money.
And A-Rod had ridiculous contract demands with the New York Mets. I remember that there was something like during training camp, he wanted his own tent where he sold A-Rod memorabilia. So I've always understood why the Mets did what they did, but if the Mets had this guy's donor back then, Ken Griffey Jr. would have been a Met. The Mets were in on Ken Griffey Jr., and I'm glad they didn't because he fell off when he went to the Reds. But they were in on him, but they were too cheap to fully commit. The same thing with A-Rod. There's been so many players that I've seen the Mets have an opportunity to bring in. Vladimir Guerrero is another one that he went on to win the MVP with the Angels. The Mets were in on him. Players like that now will end up with the New York Mets, and that's why I'm excited. I think we're going to have the ability to bring in premier free agents on a yearly basis.
The Yankees were also interested in Vlad. They ended up with Sheffield. And the one that I'm always mad about is Barry Bonds. I wish Bonds – I can't imagine Bonds.
With the short porch?
I can't even imagine.
He would have hit 90 home runs.
He would have hit 90 home runs. Legitimately would have.
Bryce Harper would have hit 80 home runs there.
Yes.
So, yeah.
I can't imagine Bonds. They went after Bonds and Maddox in 93. They both turned the Yankees down. Probably wishing they didn't now. Neither one of them ended up with a damn. Well, Maddox did get one with a break. Bonds never did.
I still say it to this day. Not the most dominant pitcher, but the best pitcher I've ever seen over a career is Greg Maddux.
He had to pitch. He wasn't going to overpower you, but that guy hit spots with every pitch.
15 years in a row with 15 wins or more. You know how many times I've seen a Met pitcher win 15 games? Maybe 4 times in my whole life. You have 15 years in a row with 15 wins.
That'll never happen again.
Ridiculous.
That'll never happen again. But guys, it is 10 after 12, so we are going to wrap it up. I again really appreciate it. We had 500 people in here again tonight, so really we do appreciate it. One last time, man, please hit that thumbs up if you haven't. Please subscribe to the channel. Make sure you ring the bell. But again, more importantly, make sure you guys go into the description. Link to the Entertainment Talkin' Sports is there. Sub them up. Ring the bell. We do this show every week. We alternate channels. We stream every Giants game together. We also alternate channels. Monday night will be on this channel for the Buccaneers. Next week, Washington and the show will be on Chris's channel. So please please subscribe to both channels, ring the bell. And again, thank you guys for being here. Dickhead Donnie says I subscribed. Thank you, Dickhead Donnie. Appreciate
it. Thank you,
Dickhead. Thank you, Dickhead. Yeah, like but yeah, you guys and girls are the best. And Chris, I'll let you.
Hey, no, I mean, I always love coming on here. Always love hanging out with Baddog, the chat, everybody else. Coming over to my channel tomorrow. I was going to do a Q&A Wednesday. Wasn't feeling well, so we'll do it tomorrow. I haven't done one of those with you guys in a bit, so I'll get to talk to you guys. And again, man, I can't say thank you enough for all the support you guys always show us. We got a big game. I mean, we say it every week, but it's a big game. It's always a big game. Coming up against the Tampa Bay Bucs Monday night. I hope to see you guys here, and hopefully Daniel Jones continues to improve. Hopefully Andrew Thomas gets his head on straight, and we start to see this offense get better over the weeks. But yeah, I mean, I thoroughly enjoyed it. I always love talking New York sports with you guys, Baddog, everybody else. One of the highlights of my day. So thank you guys for all the support you guys always show us. Thank you guys for inspiring both of us to create as much content as we do. And yeah, have a great night. We'll see you guys. I'll see you guys tomorrow, and we'll see you guys here on Monday night.
Somebody asked if you're streaming any games. Are we streaming any games on Sunday?
Sunday, I'll probably do the I haven't decided. I'm either going to do the subscriber stream or the Cowboy game. I haven't decided yet, but I'll probably be live.
All right. Well, if you're doing the Cowboy game, invite me on, because if you don't do that,
you know what? Book it. Baddog's coming on Sunday night on my channel.
Let's do it. We have to. I have to. I have
Book
to.
Book it. Sunday night, Baddog's going to be on my channel, so make sure you subscribe to my channel, and then make sure you subscribe to this channel, because we're going to be back on Baddog's the phone.
Right. So Sunday night, make it a date. Giants, listen to me. Cowboys, Eagles, Tainah, Baddog, Giants fans calling that game. That should be a lot of fun, because then we can make fun of both teams. And
I'm going to root for a tie.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to root for. Who says book it? That's Bert. What's the guy's name?
I say it during the Knick game.
Who the hell's the guy? The Met guy, isn't he? Says he say book it, or is that
No, you can put no. The Met guy goes, you can put it in the books.
Who's the Nets guy?
Iron Eagle.
Iron Eagle. That's the guy. Yes.
Does he say book it? Does he say book it?
I'm pretty sure he says that.
He might. I don't know. He might.
I'm pretty sure he said that.
Yeah.
I could be wrong.
All right.
But again, guys, really appreciate your support. Again, and like Chris said, I can't say it enough. It's been a tumultuous season. It's been a tumultuous few seasons since we started the show, and yet the growth of it's been amazing. Really do appreciate it, and I say it every single week. Cannot thank you guys and girls enough. Show means nothing without you, and I say it every week, and I'll continue to say this. Just wait until we're good. Just wait until we're good. How much?
34 years. 34 years. We'll see you guys here.
When we're on here talking about wins and talking about how we're going to dominate our next opponent.
It'll be next year. We're going to be good next year.
I agree. Let's get her done. And let's get a W on Monday. Huh? Why the hell not?
Let's do it.
Why not? All right, guys. Have a great night, and we will see you on Sunday. And Chris will see you tomorrow. Until then, for the Entertainment Talkin' Sports, the Bad Diggity Dizzle. Happy Halloween, everybody. We are gone. Peace.